Schnozzcast episode 60 for Saturday, February 22nd, 2020. Episode with the special guests. Let's just start there because we're all excited. So across from us we have Mr. James Crabby Pappas.
What up, though?
And Nick Celeski.
Hola.
And you had all week to prepare. And
I hadn't thought of the intro.
Okay. That's it. And of course I'm flanked by Mr. Nick Bader.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Mr. Cory Celeski.
Oh, hey.
And Ms. Danielle Finn.
Hello.
It took a while to get this started, so thanks guys for plying yourselves with alcohol to get ready.
We do what we can.
Liquid courage before we get started.
Espresso shots.
Yeah.
I like to call it the process.
Is that what you call it?
Mm-hmm.
What do the ladies call it?
The process.
Okay.
Or heaven.
Awesome. Well, so it's been a little while in the works trying to get you back. Nick's your first time, so as a way of introducing yourself to the audience, assuming that we have one, what can you give us let them know how you're connected to the podcast.
All right, sure. So Cory and I are first cousins. Our dads were brothers, and you were my brother-in-law at the time.
Mm-hmm.
No longer, but still good friends.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I had to say something.
Got to do
If someone
something.
says we're still friends, you don't just go,
Well,
okay.
Oh, I was
maybe for you.
Yeah.
I was laughing at Crabby on hitting himself in the face with the microphone.
Oh,
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you can
No,
pull
I
it-
didn't.
You can pull it closer too.
That's what I was doing, and things almost
Not
got a
so
little...
violently.
Things
close.
got, and I didn't mean to. It's like one little...
Violent
Table
shove
tips.
right to
Yeah,
your
I'm cool
face.
now, yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely a family connection. But what we've been teasing is, number one, you guys come on the podcast, and number two, the fact that you guys also have a shared connection over many, many years in a lot of different ways. So,
Yeah, just about... Oh,
yeah, I want you to tell that one, correct?
Right about 35 years, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's scary to think about, yeah. CYO
fifth
basketball.
grade, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. So then playing against each other in sports, that's how we started on each other. I went to high school together at Richard, went to college at Western together, and now we work together. No.
Is that what you're calling it?
Yeah, and then now we, once a year, and obviously you know because you're part of it, we go on a NCAA basketball trip coming up here. It'll be the 20th year.
20th year, yeah.
This year's 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he started it 20 years ago, 19 for me, but 20 for him.
Okay. Who did you start the group with? The trip?
So the first trip it originally started just Tony and I. So it actually started because I love March Madness, and I wouldn't get jack shit done at work. And at that point, 20 years ago, like, it was trying to just follow like game casts and stuff like that on my phone or on my computer and stuff. So I'm like, why don't I just take the days off and I'm just gonna watch all the games at home?
Right.
And then I'm like, well, if I'm gonna take the days off, why don't I see if I can find some games to go to? So at that point, it was literally like a week before the tournament started, and the closest tickets were in Greensboro, North Carolina. So Tony and I drove down to North Carolina. We had bought tickets, went down to North Carolina. Jimmy Duffy flew down. He was literally there for like 24 hours. Flew home. No, he didn't fly home. He drove home with us, and we ended up driving. So we went to games in North Carolina, drove home, pulled into University of Dayton where there was a game going on. So we were there. The games are Thursday, Saturday, or Friday, Sunday. We were at a Thursday, Saturday. So we left Sunday morning, drove through Dayton, and we're like, shit, there's games here too. So we pulled in the parking lot at University of Dayton, got some scalp tickets, and went in and watched games there, and then went the rest of the way home. So it was just the three of us at that point, and then the next year was you. Did anybody else join at that point, or was it just four of us? I can't remember if anybody else.
Jimmy Duffy didn't come.
Oh, so
yeah, but I joined in the next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been quite a trip, and to Vicky's credit, she's like, why don't you do this every year? It seems like you had fun. I'm like, yeah, it was a freaking blast. So every time she gives me crap about going on the trip, I'm like, this was actually your idea for me to continue going on the trip.
this.
Yeah, you started this.
I gotta believe it's a level she looks forward to you leaving.
Totally.
For
Yeah,
5 days.
yeah.
That's when she gets all her work done.
She wouldn't mind if the trip was like, if the games were in Hawaii or something and it took 3 days to get there and back.
Has she ever just casually asked, like, so, is there a playoff thing for college hockey?
No, not yet.
So March Madness, that's the entire month of March, right?
Right, March 1st is almost here.
Time to head out.
Yeah.
So what are some of the improvements that you guys have made for the trip overall in the last 20 years? You started out staying in hotels, right?
We started staying in hotels.
We started out with 4 of us. So the 4 of us stayed in hotels, and we kind of built. We went to 5, and then we went to 6 guys, and then we went to 7. Then we jumped
to like 12.
Yeah,
at
I
some
think 9,
point.
then 12, and I think the most we've had is, let's see,
I think it was probably 12.
yeah, that sounds
I
right.
can't remember. Louisville, we had a lot. When you slept in that basement hovel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went from a hotel to renting houses now, which is just a blast. So
It's so much better.
Yeah, it's definitely worked out. Well, for most of us.
Is,
Yeah, yeah.
is he still persona non grata?
He's-
That's a question for the council, which I am not a part of.
Let's see. I can pull up the statistics and see if you really want. I do keep a.
Who's banned and who's not
I
banned?
keep track of bands and stuff.
He-
We've actually had
Can you
we've actually
explain-
had Dillahay.
give some background into
So-
how the structure of the trip, how decisions get made, why
Right.
they're made, who makes them.
So essentially, me, Crabby, and Tony are the security council. So we kind of make the main decisions, like where we're gonna go. I mean, we actually, we ask everybody obviously what the consensus is, but if it comes down to like 2 choices, then we'll make the decision and say, okay, we're
But
going to
before
Tampa.
any of that ever happens, we make the decision on if somebody's coming on the trip.
Oh yeah.
So
for-
there's a first decision
Yeah.
on if you're allowed to go.
Yeah, so one of us 3 is going to vouch for somebody.
Yeah.
So let's say Nick, I vouched, and I said, hey,
I'm not
I
interested.
got.
Thank you.
I know you're not. you hate sports. I'm with you. I'm well aware. well aware.
I appreciate it.
well aware. So I would say, yeah, I got this guy Nick that I work with. Blah 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 blah. I bring him to him and Tony. We give the 3 thumbs up or thumbs down, and person comes out. So there's first. You got to get
You got to get security council
Approval.
you got validation.
approval.
So yeah, we've had whatever now at this point, so we've had like 12 people go on a trip, but we've had a lot more that have gone on trips before. So it's probably like 15, 16 total guys. I'm still good.
Keep going.
I'm still yeah. I was gonna say I can still hear. So yeah,
I'm actually going to
go ahead.
this up a little bit. That's a horrible noise, I know.
Oh, for me,
Is it-
that's just my voice. I tend to be a little nasally.
Sorry, go ahead.
Mr. Notre Dame.
Yeah. So, so we make the decision on who's coming and who's going, and we've kind of set ground rules as far as who can go, when you can kind of tell us that you're going to go, committing to go, and then decommitting at some point. And we've had quite a few people. How many people have we had that have been banned? 10-year ban. 4. Dillahay twice.
No, just one.
We threatened to ban him
1,
again.
2.
He actually served out a 10-year ban,
So
and now
4.
he's back.
Yeah, we actually have somebody we banned on the trip for 10 years. And he's back on the
So
trip.
Duff,
you sentenced
Darren.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you slight the trip or do something that's not quite
Well,
kosher,
Andy,
then
Andy canceled because his child was being born.
Right. That was actually Tampa. That was the last time we were in Tampa, which we're going to again this year.
Right. So he gave, what, a month's notice or something like that?
No. Yeah, at least that. Yeah. He's
Right.
like, I couldn't go. And you had said, it's Easter and that, so.
Yeah,
we
sometimes
were
it
gonna
falls
go.
on Easter, and that's a huge
Yeah.
celebration of my family, and I'm part of the process and everything for that, so I couldn't go.
Got a
But
lot of process.
give it enough time and ahead of time to say, hey, I can't make it, then it's all good.
Yeah.
You're the egg hider.
Yeah.
But because he was having, his child was being born, he was given an exception.
Oh, yeah. If,
But someone giving a month's notice and saying, hey, I can't make it is, I assume it's an automatic ban of some period of time.
well,
That could go either way.
Yeah.
It just depends on if it's legit, have you been saying all along you're going, have you
Right.
paid yet, are you screwing other people that they're going to have to pay more now, so there's a lot that goes into it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
So
Right.
Dillahay got banned because Dillahay had it would have been a legit reason. We had everything all planned out, and he had a work thing come up 2 weeks before the trip, and this was back when we bought tickets prior. So
Oh,
we'd already
God,
bought
that
the
was a whole
tickets.
freaking fiasco when that used to
And
happen.
Nick used to front the money. And this one, there was only 4 of us or 5 of us that were going at the time. And so he backed out. He backed out with 2 weeks. So you're thinking, I mean, in that situation, I'd be like, okay, still going to give Nick the
Yeah,
money.
we got to pay for the hotel.
Right.
It wasn't even
You
the
were
hotel,
part
it
of
was
that.
the tickets. It was
Oh,
the
yeah,
tickets. It was
right.
The main thing was the
Yeah.
tickets.
Oh, that's right.
And he was like, no, I don't think I should need to do that. I'm like, well, dude, what's Nick going to do? He already paid for him. It's like 2 weeks you've been saying you were going the whole time. Thinking, and then we'll get a chance. We might scalp it, when we're
Right.
there. You might get your money back, but he
Yeah.
was like a total dick about it. So we were just like, yeah, you're out.
So Jody says that Duff's ban was self-imposed and gave a hashtag free Darren. I don't know.
I'm not sure that's going to happen,
Oh,
but
is she watching right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
not
I think Vicky and Elena might be too.
Oh, boy.
So we need to put the situation to bed, or the topic to bed in regards to Cory's ban.
Cory's status, yeah.
Is he in good
Oh, we don't
graces?
touch on that.
Well,
He told me, like, very indignantly last time that that's not true, that never happened, there was no ban.
what did he told us 30 minutes after we left for the trip that he wasn't coming?
I didn't know you got banned.
And me and Bob
It
are
was-
waiting in
it
his
was-
driveway
in
to
the
go to
first-
Louisville.
It was an hour from getting there. We had driven all the way there, and it was like an hour left to go, and that's when you got the text.
Got the text. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make it. We're like, yeah, no shit. We're pulling up to the Airbnb now. So let's see.
I planned
Duff's-
on bringing
Duff's
up the very
currently-
first podcast that I was on,
Uh-huh.
and I started to bring it up, and he seemed like he still had some unsettled emotion about it. So
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
I drew back a little
Was-
bit
was
because
there-
I was ready to blaze on that.
Was there official meeting from the council on that topic?
Oh yeah.
Oh, as soon as
Oh,
we
yeah.
walked in the door,
Yeah.
they were all sitting out back
Yeah.
at the patio table.
Yeah, because there was at least like 6 people there. by
Bob
then.
walked back and he just seen the 3 of us like this.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What's going on?" We just thumbed down Cory.
Like Caesar.
You won't even look at it. Okay.
And so there's a lot
Stared
of
off into the distance.
there's a lot of Tonys.
I wondered why you stopped going.
That was a bad year. That was a bad year.
There's a lot of Tonys related to this podcast.
A lot of
Tony,
growing,
the
though. A
Tony
lot
we're
of
talking
growing.
about is Tony Pape,
Tony Pape.
who you started the trip with.
Right.
We went to high school.
So we went to high
as
school,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I remember him sitting at the table, and like as soon as he walked back there, and he'd already heard from you over either
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think text what had happened.
Yeah.
He just looked over at us. I remember him just going, "Lifetime ban."
Now a little background on that. This is the grumpiest person in the world, so
Yeah.
he's looking to ban anybody at any point. Like I have to hold him off.
He and
Yeah.
Todd Dillon would do very well together. Just they chunk everybody. They don't care. They'd rather you didn't come. They'd rather no one came than someone they didn't.
And that may be
Yeah.
the case. Yeah, so according to
He'd
my...
be the guy at the Gong Show that was just ready to gong on the and you'd be holding him back.
Yeah.
Chill,
Right.
Let's just play this out for a second.
So according to my historical records of the trip, Dillahay served
These
his
are official
ban.
notes.
These are official notes. From 2004 to 2013. So then he came back in 14. Duff and Darren are both on year 9 of their 10-year ban.
Wow.
And Cory is serving year 4 of his 10-year ban.
Oh.
Only 6 years to go. It's not bad.
He'd be 40
And
by
then
the time.
you can be like Delahaye.
Make it back onto the trip.
Well,
Could
it's-
be like
yeah.
Delahaye.
Oh, I don't know about that, Crabby.
It's nice.
I've met Delahaye.
So this has been good. You two will enjoy this. So Delahaye, during his band, him and his wife were over at my house having dinner. I'm cooking dinner for him. We're sitting around, we're having drinks. And this is probably a month before we're going to leave, Bob. And some of the stuff's out for the trip. I don't know what I had or whatever. And his wife sees it and she goes, "Oh, what's this?" And his wife's totally cool. And she's like, and I'm like, "Oh, it's a March Madness trip we go on every year, blah, blah, blah." And I'm just trying to play it off, a little bit. And she's sitting right next to Delahaye and she just looks right at him and she goes, "You should go on that with them." And he gets all sheepish, you know what I mean? And that was great because it opened it up for me. I go, "Oh, he used to go on that trip with us." And she's like, "Well, why don't you go anymore?" I said, "Well, it's not really his choice." And the first thing she does is, "What did you do?"
Right. Think of how many times she probably said those
Oh,
words.
God.
Oh, dude,
Daily.
number of times.
Well, I just like to say that it's nice of you guys, even though he never got put on official notice that you're using those 4 years as time served.
Yeah. The fact
I didn't
that
think we
it's
had to
pretty
give official
surprising.
notice, but
It's not elected.
it's not stipulated in the bylaws that we have to give official notice. We've come close to actually putting stuff down on paper as far as
No, that's too 1995.
true.
You're
It's very
better off.
very Bill Simmons-y.
Yeah. But there's always, I love every year, so there's a big text thread with everybody on the trip. And it goes in spurts, right? It could be completely dead for months.
Oh,
and all of a sudden, and
easily.
next thing you know, like for 4 days straight, it's just an avalanche of text to the point where I have to quiet the thread so I don't get any
You quiet the thread?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, I'll walk away and I'll come back to be like 100 unread
Oh,
messages.
you got to read them all.
I do read them all.
Well,
I get the little half moon thread, so I see when I go look at my.
yeah, that's true.
So
might
it's
get
not
you
like
banned.
I'm. Look, if I told that to Tony, I might get banned.
So the last
Probation,
one,
right.
I think I kicked because it was like quiet for like a week
Yeah.
and a half, even with without Capsa putting in his whatever verbal diarrhea into it, and then I just said
I
T
always
minus 1 month, and then all of a sudden it was like brrrr, all these
Yeah.
texts back and forth for like 4 straight days, 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
5
Yeah, I
p.m.
can't have-
Yeah, just
I just trust that there's going to be nothing urgent that goes across on that thread that I'm really going to need to pay urgent attention to.
well, that's the bad part is when you got to go back. You're like, oh, Tony texted the address to the house. I'm like, that's like 9,000 pages back. How I can't track it that way. Not gonna work.
Yeah, there's got to be a better way to do it than that.
Yeah.
But every year someone will do something crazy like Chuck always used to say, "You need to go to Vegas. Got to do Vegas."
I was just having a conversation with somebody today.
Yeah. And while that would be a good trip, no one wants to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Because there's always just him and Delahaye.
Well, that and Chuck would constantly mess himself up for the trip, for the whole 4 or 5 days we're there.
Yeah.
That first night we get there, he would, I mean, he'd drink until, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Chuck lived on bourbon and chew
That is
exclusively.
just about correct.
Yeah, and maybe some bacon fat. I don't know, but he.
What was the name of that sausage?
Oh,
Sounds like a fun game.
Yes, very
well,
funny.
he always, what was it?
Title your sex tape.
Part of the process.
It wasn't just chorizo, was it?
He had
Put a
some sort of
blindfold
name
on.
for it.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't chorizo.
It was some sort of like.
You guys got me on
I
this
feel
one.
like
have no idea what
he
you're
cooked it
talking
when we were in Austin.
Yes,
Yeah. God, I can't think of the name of that.
and
But-
he had some crazy name for it, and I can never remember what the name was.
Yeah. I don't remember, but
I'm
Chuck
sure
would
it's probably in the text thread somewhere.
Yeah, probably. Chuck would screw himself up for the entire trip because he'd stay up until 5 o'clock in the morning watching off-track racing on his laptop,
Yes,
drinking
would.
bourbon, and then the rest of us would, get up at a fairly reasonable time, like 10 o'clock or something, go to breakfast, and Chuck would still be in bed until 4 o'clock in the afternoon when we're going to dinner, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna wake up around here for a couple hours and stuff," and by that time, like his clock and our clocks were never synced up, and it happened like 5 straight years.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. Miss Chuck.
As I was saying, I do remember sitting in one of the hotel rooms, and I was watching one of the games on TV, and he had this whole setup at the hotel room desk
Oh,
of all the bets that he was doing for his. And I mean, computer was going crazy.
that was in Memphis.
Yes,
He had
that
it was
in
like
Memphis,
it was
yeah.
almost like a little pocket office.
Yeah, almost as if he requested that
Yeah.
a desk be in his hotel room,
Yeah.
just so he could do his betting on his laptop.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, I still like the great screensaver caper. He didn't mind that he didn't care that he was watching and betting off-track racing on his work laptop, but he cared about the pictures that were on his
Have we told that
laptop.
No, we have never told that.
I was sure that was going to come up at some point
I
with you
thought we
guys
had.
previously, but
No, I completely forgot about that until you just brought it up.
So, tell the story, Cory.
Well, so yeah, on Chuck's laptop that we were just referring to, that he would do all his betting on, he left it unattended several times, and at one point I changed the picture to a large male penis for his screensaver, and he saw it and got very, very, very upset, and that's my work computer. You can't put that kind of shit on there, and so, but he didn't know who did it. So he literally blamed everyone else.
no, but you got to say what Chuck does for a living.
Or did.
So did for a
Oh.
living. Yeah. Chuck was in loss prevention and did investigations as to who did what and all this kind of stuff at these stores.
that is
Right.
the other funny part.
So then he's trying to figure out who's done this.
Yeah, he's looking around the entire room. We're all in there. But mind you, I was the only one that was alone with his computer the entire day. Because at some point there was like 2 hours where it was just Chuck and I in the room. So he's looking around the room and literally accuses every other single person in the room of putting this penis on his screensaver.
No,
Not me.
He didn't accuse me because I work in computers, and why would I know how to do that? So
Well,
I didn't get accused.
but and everyone else that never turned towards me and pointed a finger at me.
And he kept talking about how he was an investigator.
Yeah,
Remember?
that
He
he's
was
such
reminding
a
everybody.
such a great investigator.
Yeah.
And
If you weren't
You know what I do
his,
for a
So-
living?
if you weren't his best friend Crabby, or worked in computers, or were Cory, you were
you were okay.
I have a particular set of skills.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that until you brought
Oh
that up.
god, that was so funny. Yeah, literally blamed half the room and never once looked at
Nick, I
Cory.
know you did it.
Yeah.
And I think he was quite insistent that Tony paid
Oh
for
yeah.
it.
Oh, that's what we
Yeah.
thought it was.
That's
right
he
up
and
there. Which, to his credit, I would have went the same route. I would have guessed the same thing.
But,
Right off the bat, that's the first guy. This first sexual deviant I would have
Oh,
went.
totally.
the one thing that really killed me about it though was again, no one else was in the room at any point alone with his laptop except for me.
And if he knew that was the other thing.
That's-
Yeah.
You know, we should have tried to gaslight him and be like, Chuck, I think you did that. I don't. Nobody here did that. I think that's the website you've been visiting. This is what happened.
See what happens when you go on betting websites on your work computer?
Yeah.
So I guess the last thing for the trip, when you're talking about the trip, we pick a place that is mild in weather usually, because the majority of us are from the Detroit area at the time, so we've been cooped up and freezing for 3.5 months. So we try to pick something south. We try not to go too far west. We try to stay central time zone to here. And then we try to go to a place that's got good food, good music, and then logistics to where the stadium is or where everything's at, kind of, there. So Memphis is our big, Nashville, Austin, New Orleans, which was your first one, which then we made a bylaw that year that we went there back-to-back years, and we said, every time it's in New Orleans, we're coming to New Orleans, and it's never been in New Orleans since. But yeah, so we try to pick those type of places. Good music, good food, mild weather, So last year was Jacksonville Beach, this year's Tampa. So
I know we did the 1 year in Portland, which was that's the farthest west that you guys have ever done it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
Portland?
Yeah. Prior to
that was just kind of one-off. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a one-off because a lot of these guys had never been there before. And I didn't go that year because I was out of work and I had been there before. So
Yeah, the farthest west we'd gone prior to that was Kansas City.
probably
That was like the second or third year. That's when Brett that was Brett's first year.
Yeah, it depends if Austin and we get Austin,
Yeah,
Austin, and Kansas City. Yeah, Austin's
Yeah.
probably the furthest.
yeah. We got to go back to Austin.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That was a
Love
good
that.
time. Yeah.
All right, so shifting gears for a little bit because we completely completely forgot to do housekeeping.
Housekeeping?
Did Nick remind you that we didn't do housekeeping?
Yes.
Of
Of course
course.
you did.
That was kind of cool though. That was like an icebreaker thing, and then in the housekeeping.
Is it?
I
Yeah.
kinda
I'm
dig
totally fine with it. I feel
kinda
like
do.
Nick's
Crabby,
knee
Nick-
has been twitching
yeah,
for
Nick-
like the last
Nick is
25
very-
minutes.
Nick Bader is very particular about housekeeping and
Form.
getting done.
Structure.
It needs to be done right away.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a big Christmas tree mixer sitting on the table
It's-
that nobody's talked about.
It's-
There's a big elephant in the room.
Can we rewind? We can
Yes.
do the whole stories again after.
Oh God, please no.
As far as Nick's concerned, this podcast is now over because we've not done housekeeping. And we're already,
Actually, it hasn't started.
we're actually 26 minutes into it.
We talked 26 minutes on sports, so that really just.
But I like how it's all in one area. It's contained in that little 26-minute slot. And look, if you're like Nick and you don't like sports, someone like Nick, if he was listening, might go, let me just fast forward to minute 27 of this podcast.
But in actuality, though, that really wasn't much of a sports
I
talk.
was gonna say
It
nothing
was more of a
really
travel.
related to.
But he knows.
You know, I haven't said anything, and you're both staring at me with these judging eyes and talking down to me.
Are you dying?
Yes.
You haven't talked
have
in
you not been on
26
this
minutes.
podcast before? We judge
I'm
you
literally
every
not
week.
saying anything, and I'm getting yelled at.
Every week we judge you.
Okay.
We're judging you because you're upset you haven't talked in 26 minutes.
It's never silent
I'm
judgment.
not
it's
upset
always,
at all.
It's always very loud judgment. So yeah, we picked up a new mixer for the podcast and put it into play. So hopefully this will sound good. I mean, looking at the laptop, it looks like it's going to.
It looks wonderful.
Doesn't it?
So pretty.
Hopefully it sounds just as good.
It's like Broadway.
I thought it was a Simon Says when you brought it down.
Well, coincidentally, I have some buttons here. So I'm gonna try this one. This is in case. So the first button is for Joe, in case you want to get a feeling for what it'd be like if he was here.
Welcome death, everybody, because it's inevitable. It's going to happen.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yes!
Yeah. So no longer do we have to talk about him shitting all over what we say. Now he can actually do it. And then I do have the Cory button.
Oh boy.
In case the ribbon gets a little bit too much, then we can get this one.
That's what I was laughing at earlier.
Wow.
I had
You were
to.
right.
I had to, man.
Oh, that's
And if we were
fantastic.
still doing What's Up Bob's Shelf, I would have had the song on
We should have just done
Oh.
26 minutes of that, though.
there. Well, it'll come up.
I'm certain.
I'm sure it'll happen.
I'm gonna say money already well spent.
Yeah. Yeah, I still got 4 more buttons I can program, and then I can go to bank number 2 with another 8.
Oh, all right.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Also got, I think if you listened last week, and I know that you didn't, we followed through on Danielle's, I don't think it was Danielle's, maybe it was Nick's, for a starboard. So we got her a starboard with, she's going to determine what the criteria is for who gets stars, but every week, whoever she thinks gets a star, she can put it right on that little magnet board.
I just realized you can't see it in the.
In the shot?
Not just not on the Facebook Live one, on the
Oh, can you see it in the actual one?
YouTube video. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's genius.
Yep.
I mean, it's like a work of, it's like looking at the Mona Lisa.
Just for you guys, just so you guys know too, Bob thinks it's genius because he bought everything. So.
Again, we're well aware.
Yeah,
All right.
no,
Okay, as long as you're aware. As long as you're aware.
So
why
just,
does Nick have a
We
star?
know this
already?
guy.
I was given one last week.
No, that doesn't count.
Why not?
Doesn't count.
It's Danielle's board.
There
I
was
put
no
it on
board.
there.
There was no board last week. This is not a retroactive board. It changes every
I think the
week.
security
I'm trying
council
to-
needs a
I
rule on this.
appreciate it,
Changes
Danielle.
every week.
I appreciate
How
it.
dare you?
Danielle, you'll have to
Whole show's
when you
going
ass-
to shit.
when you assign stars in the future, you'll have to ask Bob for his permission.
No,
Okay.
just don't do it retroactively. That's bullshit. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Wow.
That's all I'm saying.
all right.
And the only
Feels
one who
pretty
disagrees
strongly
is-
about that.
is
All
Nick,
right, so
because
my
he's got a
car's parked
star.
out front. You ready to go?
Yeah. this is what happens on the podcast before everyone starts doing shots.
Awkward.
Everyone's really upset about stupid.
I'm not upset. I
Little
just
small
think
things.
it's a bullshit rule. That's all.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
we are 30 minutes in.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that what you're grabbing? All right.
Okay.
We kind of have a time limit for
I have
class
little
back
ones
here.
on the side, but.
Corey's quite the stickler of
You
shop
do-
time.
You do have to say lubricated.
This is correct.
Thank you.
And we got
Is
Danielle.
that Malibu?
No, rum
rum
shot.
shot.
Oh,
Why, somebody put this back in there?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Why
you
would
gotta
not
get it
just-
cold.
Is it?
Why did you put it back in
I
there?
did.
For what?
Because it's my freezer.
Okay, fair enough. Put whatever you want in your freezer.
Thank you, bud.
Oh my
No,
God.
no problem.
The glasses, I think, are behind you.
Yeah.
Keep it up. I think I know what's going to go in there next.
Danielle?
No, not Danielle. Well, that would be how I would get you in there.
did you ever see The Americans?
There was the button right there.
Crabby, you want one? Do you want one? Do you want a shot? Yeah. You
So it's Bob Dole
That's
about the
the audio
shots here.
podcast.
Bob Dole.
Bob Dole, you see what I did there?
He's Bob Dole.
That's
Oh, it's a thick pour.
Yeah, Nick's deep freezer is
It's like soup.
turned way down.
I think it's
He
6
took,
below
he took the
zero.
governor off of
When
it.
it,
It's
when it can shoot his fireball.
Yeah.
There's a bit of an
Nick, do you
issue.
want one?
Why, yes.
It's like you're at a restaurant.
Parmesan
What do
cheese.
you think? Parmesan
Yes.
cheese.
Some more? Tell me when.
Tell me
Pepper.
when.
Sir?
Fresh ground pepper.
They always end up looking at me like, hey, idiot, you want to say stop?
No,
I
pepper.
want more Parmesan cheese. No.
Keep going.
You can just
I'd like a little bit of salad with my cheese, please.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have a lettuce grinder.
As a matter of
For a big
fact,
pile
just
of
keep
cheese.
going until that thing's out.
Do you have another wheel?
Might as well just leave that on the table.
Yes, you sir, you can leave.
Danielle Tanzalot actually got secured me a birthday gift one year because I liked the Parmesan cheese grater at an unnamed restaurant. And she just put it in my bag and said happy birthday.
That is something she would do.
I know what it is.
And it is upstairs in my kitchen right now.
So it's broken into your house.
I used to work at that unnamed restaurant.
Did you?
Yeah.
With her?
No.
Did you say Danielle Tanzalot?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Your friend?
You,
Your phone call buddy?
Current?
yes.
Well, I'm glad that we were dancing around the last name, but Bob came right out and said it. At what restaurant did she used to work at? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, there was an episode that Bob decided to give out my full name.
I cut it out.
Full name and everything.
Right.
I'm like, all right, might as well just keep on going with my address and social security number. And
My bank account number is.
well, then we also did have an episode that we recorded upstairs when we were first starting out that and Bob wasn't here. And our buddy Kevin was asking for Nick's Wi-Fi password.
Oh, yeah.
And
Ridiculous.
it was
My cell phone number.
It was his son, so he starts saying it out loud, and right after he finishes saying the number, he's like, "Yep, that was all recorded."
Wasn't there the
Oh,
episode
boy.
too that Bob gave out his home address?
Yes.
Yeah, because we were getting pizza delivered.
Yes.
Bob, what's your address? Yells it out.
But luckily, I censored that out of the video. I don't know if that was censored out of the episode.
I did.
Okay.
All right.
Okie dokie.
Well, gentlemen,
Kevin is in the
And
room
ladies.
as well, so.
Cheers.
Salute.
Cheers, everybody.
Salute.
cheers.
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 Salute.
That's really good.
Nice.
Woo!
Yeah.
It stings the nostrils.
Yeah, this one hasn't even been in there that long, so yours was probably colder. Pretty cool.
It's got real chunks of panther in it.
60% of the time. Works every time. And to finish housekeeping, got you a jar of pickles downtown today.
Wow, this is for the podcast, then,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. So Great Lakes Pickling Company smoked habanero pickles.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, from DeVry's.
Are they an official sponsor?
The university?
Oh, that'd be awesome though.
DeVry?
It's Cheese Emporium right next to Videos downtown.
That's amazing. Have you had one before?
No, I just bought. No,
Oh,
first time purchase. Never, haven't even opened it.
I didn't know if they put them in the Bloody Marys or something.
No. Videos. I don't know where they get the pickles from. I think they're just pickles. They're good.
So they
There's
Pickle
pickle
pickles.
pickles. There's pickle
Those
pickles.
are the pickle type
I think they
pickles.
might be
They're
McClure's.
the pickle pickles.
They're
Sorry, sir,
definitely
would you-
not jalapeno pickles.
would you like a jalapeno pickle or just a pickle?
That's exactly how I would say it.
Sounds like something
And
future
I
for
would get
Danielle's
all
word
the
box.
tips.
So
Pickle pickles?
So-
Pickles in it, yeah.
So smoked habanero pickles. So there's potential here that we could all be absolutely panting for 10 minutes after we eat these because nobody's ever tried one.
That is correct.
Okay. So maybe
And
we
that's housekeeping for the week.
I think it would be smart to drink the liquid first,
should-
and then
Why are you talking like this? Supposedly there's a jalapeno in every jar.
Habanero.
Whatever. That's what I said.
Like, why would they put a jalapeno in a habanero smoked pickle jar?
Oh, the irony.
Really throwing these
Pickle,
off.
pickle?
Oh, you guys found the jalapeno, huh? You get the prize.
Wow. See, this is what we do every week. This is busting each other's chops. That's it.
I'm well aware. I don't know why you're explaining it to me.
Well, because just a little bit ago
I've
you
been
were
on
like
the
ready
show
to go
before.
to the car.
I've been on the show
You
before,
were ready
and
to
I
leave.
listen to the show on a regular basis. I was ready to leave. When was I ready to leave?
Never.
Nick was ready to leave.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
Nick C.
Oh,
Oh, I was?
You cracked a joke about getting up and going to the car.
So,
Next see. All right, so we're done with the housekeeping. Gentleman's agreement. We got to get to that. So Cory has been waiting for weeks. Literally waiting for weeks. Refused to talk about it to
January
anyone
20th.
but you.
Well, that's the way it
And now
should
that
be.
you're here,
Because I got one to do, too.
let's just start with.
I've
Cory.
got before this happens, I just got to tell you.
Oh
A little,
no. Then you gotta wait a little longer. Sorry.
little disappointed on the gentleman's agreement.
Why is that?
So much of an agreement, people aren't doing it on a regular basis like they should be. I'm going to give you a little bit of a...
Not.
Oh, it's-
Some of us are.
Everything's
Some
caught
of us
up.
are doing it almost immediately.
I'll give it
Everything's
some.
caught up.
All right,
Some
so
should get
what, I
started.
feel like what you're saying is, if this was the March Madness trip, Cory would be on a lifetime ban.
Maybe if Tony was here, but I'm not as harsh, I'd be
I had
looking
this.
more
10-year ban.
revolutionary.
I had
10-year
this
ban.
thing finished that week.
Just not you. There's been several people on here. I listen. You're not getting shit by me. I can tell you that
he's
right
done his
now.
He's done his homework.
I am a regular listener. Anyway, just wanted to point
can't
that
wait for
out.
this now, Cory. Go ahead and give him your quick capsule review.
So the Sting,
Did you take notes this time?
starring I did, but I have other notes for Jackie Brown that Bob gave me. So
First
I
things
heard
first.
that you watched that.
First
Yeah,
things
I
first.
heard that on that
Yeah.
gentleman's agreement.
yeah, it was something. But we'll get to that.
Mhm.
So the Sting, starring Robert Redford and Paul Newman,
Who gave you that? Did I
You
do
did,
that?
yeah.
I did that? Okay.
is in relation to.
I'm just joking. I got
Okay.
you. just not. I'm fucking with you, Cory.
As a follow-up to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yes. So I will say, I prefer the Sting over Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Really?
I didn't know how you were going to take that, because I know you are a definite fan of
No,
Butch Cassidy.
both. No, I'm
Okay.
both. Yeah, both classic.
So yeah, it was a good movie. The one thing that stuck out the biggest, and Nick even kind of noticed it, because you watched it too, didn't you?
I did. I wasn't even at that episode.
Yeah. So Nick watched it too, but there were several scenes where, because it's based in Joliet, Illinois, where they're running throughout the streets of Joliet, and they are the only two people on the street. I find it very, very hard to believe that at any time of the day, in any year, that there would only be two people running on the streets of Joliet in Illinois.
Well, as somebody that goes to Joliet at least 3 times a year, that might be overdoing it a little bit. There might be at times there's only one person on the street.
I'm,
Think Benton Harbor.
Oh, I've been to Joliet.
Okay.
And which brings me to my next point is that Joliet still looks the same now as it did
Oh, yeah.
in the 30s.
Yeah.
So
I don't think the movie was made in the 30s, though.
it was made in the 70s, but it was supposed to be from the 30s.
Right.
But yeah, the opening scene, I was like, I don't see the difference between now and then.
In 1970.
Totally.
Yeah. So
Totally. Did the music match the time?
the
more a
music
little
was
bit?
way closer to the time period. I will give it that. So yeah, no, overall good pick. Thank you very much. It was.
How'd you do with the twists? Did you know what was going down?
Hang on, let me see if I can pull up the notes here real quick.
Oh boy.
You guys feel
Yeah, I'm good. I certainly like the series of twists at the end is, for me, is...
Yeah. Danielle, did you watch it with him this time, or did you?
No, I didn't watch this one.
No.
Okay, I found this on the web.
It's almost
Okay.
like,
Was it Alexa?
yeah, I don't know
On
why.
your phone?
Yeah, I don't know why it popped up.
That's creepy.
Hey, baby. I'll be home leaving.
Like do you ever see The Spanish Prisoner?
No.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Spanish Flea.
Spanish Prisoner is good. Steve Martin.
Oh, I would see it then. Big Steve
It's
Martin.
not a comedy.
He said, yeah, it's a serious.
Yeah,
one
it's
of the few serious movies he's in.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
It's a David Mamet
Yeah,
script
Mamet.
based on a play.
yeah, it's like
But
the Spanish
you know,
the
Mamet
Spanish
did
Prisoner is
Glengarry
a
Glen Ross.
Oh, okay.
the Spanish
same
Prisoner
kind
is
of
like
quick
a
dialogue.
like a scam, like a known like
Yeah.
that's the name of a scam that's run.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't have the notes, but now going back and thinking deep into my memory bank.
Oh boy,
This is
here we
gonna
go.
be-
Well,
If your memory's as good as my memory, we're in for
How
it.
deep is
Look,
that?
Nick is just waiting to pounce on you for anything wrong.
So yeah,
Better leave a bread trail.
now the twist at the end, I recall what you're speaking of, and at first, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, there's no way he double crossed him.
Right.
But then everything's kind of started coming back. I'm like, oh, wait a second. I think I know where this is.
Oh wait,
I
I did watch that. With
You
well, I
watched,
saw
yeah,
the
you watched, yeah, part of it. But because I remember thinking too, I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, it never explained what he was putting in his mouth when he was getting ready that morning. And then once I saw the blood coming from him, I'm like, got it,
That was
blood
it.
capsule.
Yeah.
I
And
saw that part of it.
Did you?
so one big scheme and setup, which was yes, the ending was quite shocking.
Yeah.
It definitely caught you by surprise.
Deep in your memory bank. I'm just hoping
Yeah.
you sent a canary in first.
I did.
Anything to add?
No, I thought it was good. I knew what was going on. I mean, I had a sneaking suspicion, but it was good.
I missed it. Nick, did you guys watch it together? I can't remember.
Negative.
Okay.
No. I was told, I was given the opportunity to watch it, and once I learned whose pick it was an easy answer.
And you're not really a big movie guy either, right?
No.
That's what I thought. I was going to say,
Apple
sports and
polisher,
movies,
yes.
yes. Yeah. Because I'll tell you, when I talk to a lot of people about this or what have you, and I'm kind of describing you guys, and they're like, well, what do you guys talk about? And I said, well, you talk about sports? I'm like, no, that's the guy Nick that's on there. I'm like, you guys talk about movies? I'm like, no, he doesn't like about movies either. And I'm like, what the fuck do you guys talk about? And I'm like, well, now that you said it, I'm surprised we do get any dialogue.
Right.
I was telling somebody today that I was going to be in the podcast. They're like, well, what's the format? What do they talk about? I'm like, you know, it's kind of like Seinfeld. It's kind of like a show about nothing, just like whatever kind of comes up.
That's high praise indeed.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
People,
Yeah.
You live up to that.
people always ask me the same thing. They're like, well, what is it? I'm like, it's a podcast. I know, but I mean about what? I'm like, I don't know. Nothing.
See, and I don't like people. I think people
They get, like, angry.
and they actually expect you to be like, oh, it's about food. All we do is
Yeah.
talk about food.
Yeah, they get
For
upset.
Do you guys talk about
Shorty
true
balls.
crime? You guys talk about true
Yeah,
crime?
that's what I said.
I love true crime.
I'm like, it's not a true crime podcast or anything like that. Oh, it's not. Well, what? Well, I mean, just so I know, like, what? I'm like, just watch it, dude.
Well, I
Don't watch it.
Well, you know what's funny is that I finally have a way to. It's so stupid that I have not said this in the past, but I was it's either today or yesterday. I saw it. I want to say it was in the Apple podcast. It labels it as comedy, and I was like, you know what?
Thank you.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, why? How the hell have I not just said it's comedy the entire time? Somebody. I mean, it is.
I mean,
That's generally not good enough for some people. They'll go,
I would
"What
say
kind of comedy?"
I would say comedic band.
Yeah, but I
Like
didn't even.
who?
I
Is it
didn't
like
even-
Dave Chappelle?
I
Or
could've-
is it like Artie
yeah, I'm
Lang?
funny.
Which
I'm
would
like a clown.
It'd be great if I
entertain you.
If I even got there, it'd be great. My point is
Right.
my dumb football ass didn't even get to that point to even get into that discussion. So
Even when I do tell people that, they're like, well, okay, comedy about what? Food? Is it? I'm like, no, well, people always want to hear about food.
Right.
But I'm like, it's comedic.
yeah,
Like, okay,
Thank
well,
you.
is it, you know, what do we have? I'm like, we talk about everything. The only two things we don't touch on is politics and religion. That's it. Like, well, I still don't understand what you guys talk about. Like, that's exactly.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
Well, go ahead and listen to it. Then you'll find
Every
out.
every time somebody asks me, I just tell them like, "Hey, have you ever gone out with your buddies and had a couple of drinks and just bullshit?" Like, that's all that's all it is. When they go,
Since you speak of-
"Oh, why would I listen to that?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, why wouldn't you listen to that?
Matt Clark was in the room earlier saying that he was listening to us whilst cleansing himself in the shower.
While he was
I didn't even know
washing
that.
his Is Frank and Beans?
How'd you get the Frank? What's me? Beans about Frank.
Is Bait and Tackle? John Thomas?
Wide range of viewers and listeners.
Giving himself a hey, how's your father?
Yep, the house of Father, right? Horse Bath. Yeah.
That's old school.
Well, as I've been reminded many times, I am the oldest one in the podcast.
Oh yeah, you are, right? You got me and Nick by a year or
Sure
two.
have.
What'd you graduate?
3.
88?
88. Yeah.
If
2 years, yeah.
If this table wasn't restricting his leg movement, he'd show you how old he was. He's 50.
Nick Bader, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm here all week.
Yeah. Remind me to turn your mic way down.
50 years old. There it is. There it is.
Well played.
Excellent.
Totally worth it.
Excellent.
So I think what it is someone is just a little upset that one of us can do a Cory impersonation anytime we want. So now you had to have Cory at your fingertips at any time you wanted as well.
First of all, yes.
First of all, you don't have me at your fingertips.
Well, I
Don't
do.
I?
I do.
Okay. That's the wrong button, sir.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
What was that? Oh,
the old rim shot.
Or we can go with the old,
No, that's the True Crime Podcast.
Oh my
yeah, or
god.
the Detroit Paranormal Expeditions.
Ah.
Imperative that you had the crickets.
That's going to be Nick's favorite button right there.
Oh
That
yeah.
seemed more like birds than crickets.
Yeah,
Was
that
that
was
crickets?
Show the
Shadows.
purple one again.
Yeah, it did seem like birds.
Yeah.
No, that's a cricket.
Sounds like a barn door blowing in the wind.
Is this a blue dress controversy?
I like where your head's
Let's
at.
hope so. So first of all, yes. Secondly,
Yes.
absolutely, I wish I could do that all the time. Thirdly, I couldn't really come up with anything quotable that I could. You know what it was? Last week, that's
Yeah.
where I got that from. Last week's podcast. I was driving around, and I heard it, and I'm like, oh, 91 minutes into the episode. If you're you're out there listening, and I know you're not, you want to go to 91 minutes into episode 59, you'll hear that particular sound. And I literally wrote it down in my car. I pulled over to the side of the road, wrote it down, went home, found it, pulled it out, extracted the MP3, put it on the button. I'm like, my work is done.
Doesn't even sound like me.
Because no, I can't do a good Cory impression, no matter how hard I try.
All right, moving right along.
Moving right along.
My God, it's like an echo. Stereo. Can you guys say it at the same time?
No.
Okay, so are you good with the reviews of the Sting?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's awesome.
He'll expect a written report in the morning.
Yeah, that's,
Well, now we'd like to hear what you thought about your pick from Cory, which was 600 Ground.
Yeah, so like I said, it was great because completely forgot that it was a gentleman's agreement, and it just popped up in my calendar, and I was like, oh yeah, the Schnozzcast guys told me to watch that.
That was
So-
jackasses. Schnozzcast gave me a homework assignment.
So I was like, yeah, let me check that out. So yeah, so first 30 minutes was rough. Very all over the place. They didn't do a real good job of bringing it together.
Mhm.
Overall, thought that it was entertaining. I would watch, like, if they, I'm hoping that they come out with a series of it, and the way they kind of set it up, you know,
I could see it turning.
because they were
into a
like, I got
series.
11 people, and here's number 1. You know
Right.
what I mean? And I was like, oh. And that was cool, because I felt like it was Bruce Wayne meets The Blacklist meets Mission Impossible. You know what I mean? That's what it kind of felt like. So, yeah, I thought it was really entertaining. I really, really liked it. First 30 minutes, I was like, oh,
Yeah, it's a slow starter.
Well, it wasn't even slow, to be honest with you, Cory. It didn't feel slow to me. It was all over the place. It was like, dude, are they going to connect this all? What are you two shitheads laughing about?
Cory saying that anything was a slow starter.
So,
So,
yeah, so it was more just, it was all over the place, you know,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, can we bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. And, yeah, but it was, I really, yeah, enjoyed it, so it was cool.
I'll have to check it out too.
I watched it. I kind of thought the same thing, and Yeah, I thought, I'm like, this should be a series. It shouldn't be a...
It's a
like,
movie?
It's
Yeah.
like an hour and a half, 2-hour movie. I thought it was good. I mean, there was a lot of, like, suspending reality. Like, the whole sequence in the penthouse with the pool and, like...
Yeah.
like the logistics and people falling 40 stories onto canopies and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, it's an action movie, but the reason I didn't think they were going to make it a series was because when Franco got killed, like in the first 20 minutes, I'm like,
Spoilers.
okay,
Thanks.
sorry about that.
Thanks a lot.
So I'm like, all right,
That was pretty
this guy,
shocking.
yeah, I'm like,
I was
what the hell
pissed.
just happened?
I was so mad.
Danielle was like, "That's it, I'm out."
I was like, are you kidding me? Already?
But the other thing that was cool
Hold
about
on, don't kid yourself. She was out way before that.
No, I really liked that movie.
She was sawing logs.
I think
Yeah,
I was the one
she's
that...
dreaming about another movie she liked.
No, I think I was the one that recommended we watch it, actually.
Like a bandsaw going through a steel pipe.
well, I gotta be honest with you. I mean, you can recommend to watch it, but the odds of you falling asleep is still pretty good.
No, not always.
Not always. I'm just saying. What the fuck?
Tony Martinez just walked in, ladies and gentlemen. Crabby had no idea, and so he came from behind. And he was literally like mid-sentence, like, "Who the fuck is that?"
I just I'm gonna get my gad away.
That's what's on here.
The calls are coming from inside the house.
Show up out of nowhere.
Yes.
People know the podcast is going on. They just stop by.
Well, we have a live studio audience.
That's right.
He's gonna be sitting there going, "No, that's bullshit. I was there. That didn't happen that way."
We need to get an applause neon sign for Tony.
You know, the
To,
sad part is, I had one on there, but I replaced it with your sound.
No, but he's talking about an actual
A
sign.
sign.
Oh, a sign?
Applause. Yeah.
so Tony
Bob's
knows
not
when.
a
So
good
Tony,
listener.
so Tony knows when to
No,
clap.
I just
Well, that's what
pay
we,
for everything and make everyone look
That's-
really cool. And
that's what we can do in the future now. Is
What you can do better, Bob?
Bob, looks like you got something else on your mind still.
no,
That was it.
Yeah.
He was like,
I'm trying to be better about a couple of things in the podcast, and number one is like cutting people off. Namely, you. I feel like I do that a lot.
it's okay. I'm used to it. Well, but I'm talking all the time, so it'll happen. So it's bound to happen.
You're right.
Speaking of signs, though, there is one that needs to be brought over here.
A sign that needs to be brought over here.
On air.
The on-air sign.
That's for Bob's house.
We haven't been there in how many episodes now?
Not since last year.
But it's
Exactly.
It's like zip tied to
You're right.
his basement ceiling.
Yeah, that's not coming off.
Zip ties are impenetrable.
We can buy one. We can buy one.
Impossible to get it down.
Yeah,
Have you tried to break a zip tie
Sounds
before?
like a challenge. You don't want to challenge Cory.
I.
So, he'll be there at 4:30.
Speaking of zip
this
ties,
morning.
speaking of zip ties, do you ever get on like your Apple News feed like those BuzzFeed articles where they're like 17 things
Oh, yeah.
you can't believe happened? Every once in a while I get bored enough where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look at one of those, and it was like 17 people who you can't believe lasted more than an hour on the job before they got fired. And one of them was a guy who literally, like, they gave him a bundle of zip ties, and they're like, hey, would you please? We really need these like right now. Separate all of them so we need to use them like as soon as possible. So he literally took some pair of like giant scissors and cut them in half
Oh my god.
and was instantly fighting. Story, Nick.
Tony, I don't think you know because you weren't able to hear the audio that's getting piped through the headphones. But Bob, with the new mixer, has created a button that is the Cory mocking laugh. And
He's quite amused by that.
that's one of Tony's favorite things.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'll tell you what. If you give me your email address before you leave, I'll send you the MP3, and you can play it. You can put it on an endless loop.
I will do
And
that.
you can listen to it all day long.
That's from Tony's wife. Tony's wife Holly just sent a GIF of Stewie sitting on a couch, going like this, being all happy.
Fantastic. Anything of Stewie's great.
That is little baby Tony right now.
All right,
And,
so-
PC says hi, Tony.
Anything else to add for 600 Grand? Crab?
Not for 600 grand, but I feel like this would be a good time to give you a Letterkenny update.
Oh, you got an update?
Since that was the
Yeah,
first.
let's do it.
So
I did catch your, to be fair,
Yeah, to be fair.
up in the kitchen before you came down here. So
but I would have done that without even watching it, just from seeing you fuck.
that's what's so amazing. You hadn't even seen us fuck yet.
So first 3 episodes I watched, and I always give something a full season, before and it was so stupid I almost stopped at that point.
Really?
I was so dumb, and I was like, I don't know if I can get through a season of this.
Okay.
But I'm like, no, it's my rule. I get through a season, So from the episode 4 on, I'm going to tell you, none of this has ever happened with anything I've ever watched. So,
Wow. Okay.
so from then episode 4 on, it was the same thing every episode, where I would start off the episode, the first 75%, I'm like, that's fucking it. I cannot watch this any longer. This is so stupid.
Yeah.
And at that point, something would happen, I would laugh my ass off. And I'd be like, okay, I'm going to give it one more episode. So I did that all the way through
Yeah.
to, I love it now. So I'm like midway through the second season. So, I've never had anything like that happen. And to be honest with you, like, if it probably wasn't you 4, like, said it, I'm glad it was you 4, because I think I have the same kind of a sense of humor in a lot of things, so I was like, oh, I gotta give this a little bit longer. I'm like, all 4 of them like it. I mean, it wasn't like 2 of you liked it and 2 of you are like, yeah, it's okay, and I'm like, so anyways, so now I like it. Now it's pretty funny. Yeah,
Does that
stuff.
mean that you have you gone back to watch episode 1 of season 1 again?
No, no,
Do you think it would still be interminably stupid to you?
yeah.
Or-
Yeah,
Really?
there
So
just
it
wasn't a
wouldn't
hook.
change your-
I didn't get a hook.
Okay, wouldn't change your opinion of any of the episodes that you watched.
There wasn't anything I found funny on it. I just found it stupid.
We are all dumber for having listened
Yeah,
to you.
exactly. Yeah, I felt like that part. Like, yeah, it would be no points. If you got mercy on your soul. But then that hook on the 4th episode, when something happened, I laughed my ass off, and I think it was the fat guy, or the big guy that wears the
Squirrely down.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah, not real good with names. I never am.
Yeah.
But when he always says, "That's what I like about you, Katie," and she's like, "Oh yeah, is that really all you like about me?" And he says something, and he just starts running in the cornfield behind him. They're at the the produce stand.
Yeah.
And he's going, and I'm like, man, that fool's gonna run. And as soon as I said that fool's gonna run all the way, he just stops. He's got his hands on his knees, and he's like, "This can't run any farther. That was not a good decision." I'm laughing my ass off, and then that was it. And then every episode would be like that. So the next one, I'd be like, man, I gave it a shot. This is so stupid. And I get to the spot, and something happened. I just laughed my ass off. So, but anyways, yeah. So I really, it's funny. It's good. I like it now. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Nick, ever watch it?
No, I haven't. I didn't even know it. I'd never heard of it before.
Oh,
What is it on?
Hulu.
Hulu? All right.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear. Obviously, you don't have to watch it, but if you did, I'd be interested to hear your take too, because your opinion is not. I haven't heard one like that before. I think it's awesome, but
I've never experienced anything like that. I was like,
But quite
I've
that
never
way
had this.
before.
Yeah, it was crazy. But like I said, I think it was probably because I value you for his opinion, so I'm like, this has got to change at some point.
And that's what I appreciate about you,
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. So, anyways, it's pretty good.
All right. Whoa, you okay?
Yeah. Easy. Easy, steady, girl. Easy. Steady. Whoa.
I don't think I've ever seen Cory jump before.
No, he bridles sometimes.
With the sugar cubes. So we got an hour in. Do you?
Oh, hold on. Hold on.
I don't know what just happened, but it's
I'm
great.
not sure either, but it's awesome.
Fantastic.
What was the part that got her?
The bridling? The bridling. Well done. Well done.
Don't sneak up on him. You might get kicked. I think I earned my star this
I
week.
think you did.
Motherfucker.
Woo!
Oh. Cory, of course, that's not gonna be enough for Nick now. It's like, why don't I have 2 stars?
No.
Yeah, no, that's the only
No.
star you're getting.
Good night, everybody.
All right, see ya.
I'm out.
All right. Well, on that note, why don't we take a break here? We're about an hour in. Let Danielle finish Peter Pants or whatever she's doing over there. We'll take a break and come back in about 10-15 minutes.
All right.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's great.
Are you all gonna be okay?
Oh, she's great.
Showmanship.
And we're back from a break.
Well, hello.
Feels so good to be back.
Hello there.
Feels so good to be back. Back here with James Crabby Pappas and Nicholas J. Celeski Esquire. And looking out in the cheap seats, I see one Tony Martinez. Hello.
Hello out there.
Yeah, why didn't we charge?
What do you
Tony
think
for
about the show,
intro?
Tony? Doesn't matter. I'm just fucking with you. I don't care.
He's not Mike Tyson, so unfortunately he can't respond.
All right. So so we need to finish up with the gentleman's agreement. Who would like to go next? Danielle, do you want to?
Sure.
Okay. What was your watch?
Turn.
Ooh, how many episodes did you watch?
Just the first one.
Danielle.
Danielle,
You said you were going to watch
clearly said at
3.
least
I
2.
listened to that one.
At least
No, I
2.
said at least 2, but the first one was hard to get there.
Oh boy.
This
Looks
is
like you're getting
this
the
is
marriage
like the
story.
George Washington
You're getting the
one, right?
marriage story.
Yeah.
aren't you? Now you know how it feels, buddy.
There's a lack of loyalty to the gentleman's agreement. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna
I
say.
watched
Not for
it.
me, sir.
I watched the first episode.
She is a
You're
chick.
supposed to watch 2 though.
No,
I actually heard 3.
It
I heard
wasn't-
3.
I said 2 if you like it, or sorry, 3 if you like it, 2 if you don't. So minimum.
I think that's right.
I don't feel like that was.
I could pull.
It definitely wasn't 1.
Yeah, definitely wasn't one. All right, so your thoughts.
I watched 1, and you're lucky I watched 1.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
I
no.
didn't really care.
How would you
for it.
feel if I was like, yeah, I only watched 10 minutes of Aladdin? You're lucky I watched that.
This is the whole East Side
But yeah,
thing
because-
I was talking
because-
about back in the day.
Sorry.
Yeah, because one episode doesn't equate to one movie because it was only
Right.
45 minutes long.
It
As
was an
Crab-
hour and 2 minutes. Thank you. Very
As
much.
Crabby himself said, he gives it a whole season to marinate.
I
and
don't
determine
have
whether
time
that's
to
good.
watch a whole season. Listen,
Right, and we only said you had to watch 2 episodes, but you
Listen,
didn't even
homegirl.
do that.
I have
I travel like a
other
maniac.
shit I have to watch.
I run my
besides
own business. I
this
have a
stuff.
ton of shit going on,
I don't care.
But
and
you
I
don't-
have time to do it.
But Crabby, you don't
I
have
don't
to do,
care.
You don't have to deal with Cory.
It's kind of the first one.
I watched a full season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because
What if I
Cena
put
told
Cory
me
on
to.
top of all the other stuff you had to do?
That's
Could you still do
true.
it?
No, that's true. It's a lot to manage. My bad, Danielle. Sorry. Go ahead.
I have a lot going on. But,
Yeah, you-
All right, so your thoughts on Turn.
There's a ton.
well, it was very hard to get into.
Did
the
you even
beginning
watch
of it.
the one?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
The beginning of it's very slow, and it wasn't all that interesting in
It's
the
like
beginning.
a dagger to your heart, isn't it?
Toward the end, though, I did start to
Pull
actually
it
like
out!
it because
Pull it out!
stuff actually started to happen, but the beginning of it was hard to
Yeah.
actually get into.
Most shows are kind of like that. I think I was like that with the first episode as well. That's why we had recommended at least.
I'll watch another one.
I can't wait to shit all over that second
Yep, I'm
episode
gonna
too.
shit all over it too.
But why would you, so if it started slow, but then you said it picked up toward the end, you're like, oh, I kind of like what's going on. Why would you then go, okay, and I'm done? Why would
Because
you
we had-
stop right there?
Because we had to be here.
Yeah.
Oh, it was this evening.
Oh.
We watched it from
All right.
7
Thanks,
to
Cory.
7:30.
Asshole.
That's what you get from the bridal laughter.
Oh. Revenge's edition.
That's
Best
right.
served cold, Cory.
That is correct.
You do have a lot to manage, Danielle. You're right.
I know. I mean,
You do.
I told you. I got a lot going on.
How dare you compare me to a horse? Danielle,
All right.
Danielle actually told me I get to live with Crabby for 1 week.
I don't think Crabby
don't
wants
think
that.
Yeah,
would
did
allow
Crabby
that to happen.
tell you that you could live with Crabby? For
Yeah,
a
I
week?
was like, can I at least be spoken to about all that?
But yeah, I just had a hard time getting into it. Which, in the past, any other ones I've had a hard time getting it. Like any show, like the Orange is the New Black, everybody loves. I couldn't stand that first episode. It was terrible.
Right, yeah.
So
So basically, you just didn't have enough time on the drive here to watch the second episode.
well, because I would be driving if I was watching an episode.
I can't remember who gave you that.
Nick did.
I did.
Nick loves the show. It was a high recommend from him.
Yeah.
And it's got good ratings and everything too. And I just
And it might just not
I
be
still like
like a chick show. You know.
It might be a 65-35.
You're in my head. You're in my head right
It
now.
might be a
man.
65-35 thing, just
But
like
that
you
was
did for
a
Crabby, for
not
Lincoln.
knowing your audience, I think. In that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. It's like a revolutionary. It's like I never seen it, but I mean it's about
Yeah, it's
spies during
Washington
the Revolutionary.
spies.
right.
Yeah.
Which
Right.
like I really like history
Which
and all
I
of
would
that
love.
stuff too.
It's
I just
awesome.
I
Oh,
couldn't
really?
Get into, yeah, I couldn't get into like the storyline.
No, I
Didn't
find
they,
it
like,
interesting
one
that
season
you.
was like from the American side and another's don't touch me. It was from
They
it was from
actually-
like the British.
They go back and forth.
Okay.
They swap during the episodes. They go back and forth, different perspectives. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I would dig that.
Oh, it's awesome.
Sorry.
So what's up? It's on FX or AMC or something, right?
It was
It's on Netflix,
Netflix.
now.
Yeah, it was
Originally
AMC.
AMC, yeah.
Netflix, yeah.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah.
it's done.
Yes.
I think there were 4 seasons, and that was it.
Okay.
They were caught up to 2013, so they,
I gotta take a look. I wonder if I just went through a bunch of the Netflix stuff where you my list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember I told you a Brave New World for me last time. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
in there,
No, I was excited for it.
So I think it's one of the ones that I think I did hit on there. So
While you were thinking about a Brave New World, Bob was singing A Whole New World with his
And that gets, thank you.
recommendation.
What a
I do
segue.
like that book, by the way.
What a segue, sir.
Brave New World.
yeah, we read it in sophomore year.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Sophomoric.
Aldous
been a while.
Huxley.
So thank you, Nick, for the segue. My pick was Aladdin, the live-action movie, and I think I kind of gave you a bit of my review before, but
Yes.
I'll say it again. Cannot replace Robin Williams. I get that he tried to do something different and just be Will Smith, but I'm like, man, this is not the same. I could not get past it, and it's my fault. I just can't. There's nothing I can do with it.
I never saw what kind of reviews did that get? I mean, like Rotten Tomatoes stuff.
No idea. I didn't even look.
No.
No.
Anybody else?
But I think the
I
other
thought
thing I
that.
said,
I think it was straight to DVD.
It was not.
Oh
No,
shit! Because
no,
there
it
was
was
like
not.
a big.
and by the way,
Push when that
do you know
was
who
coming
directed that movie? Guy Ritchie
Oh really?
of Snatch and Lock, Stock, Two Smoking
Madonna is everywhere on this podcast.
Rotten Tomatoes has 57%.
Well, that's
Not good.
a Heinz number.
Well, they're supposedly making a second one. So.
Oh, thank God. because
Well, that's higher than
I wasn't sure how they were gonna end
the
it.
600 Ground. Like that 600 Ground.
Oh, I don't think so.
Dude, it was
Oh,
horrible.
Or Showgirls.
Because
Mike,
I
it's
looked
Michael
at
Bay. Michael Bay movies tend to do really, really well
It
with
was
the
like a
audience, but
40
critics
something.
hate him.
No, this is flip side.
36.
Yeah, 36 on Rotten Tomatoes.
What?
Yeah, because I was
Ryan Reynolds is like box office gold.
again. This will tell you how I hold you in high regard, because I saw that before I watched it,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, are these guys fucking with me? You know, because at first, like I was like, I overthought it. I'm like, okay, they told me this that I like this. I'm like,
Well, I mean,
okay,
the
they
reason
told me
I wanted to
fucking
watch it because Ryan Reynolds was in it.
no
In
shit.
what?
6 Underground.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I wanted
Yeah,
to
Not a
watch
big
it.
Ryan Reynolds fan.
Yeah, because of that.
That's 'cause you
she
don't watch movies.
Actually, pronounced 6 as sex. If you just it's sex underground instead of 6 underground.
Oh, we'll check
Little
sex
Freudian slip.
underground.
Little Freudian slip there.
Fire Crabby.
But yeah, so I was.
Steady.
Steady Quill.
Hey, here's a shocker for you. your girl's gonna think Robin Reynolds. Robin Reynolds.
What?
Ryan
Strike
Reynolds
that,
is
reverse
hot.
it.
Ryan Reynolds is hotter than you. I'm just gonna tell you that. Hey,
How's that feel, Cory? Dagger to the chest?
Now
There's a
what
lot of daggers to the chest over here on this side of the room tonight.
Now what she tells me.
But you're cuddly. Yeah. Girls are good like that. They know what
She's
to
a
say.
veteran liar, though.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
So anyway, so I saw the 36 when I was looking at it. I was like, man. But I was like, you know what? Fuck Rotten Tomatoes. Those guys know better.
Do they?
Yeah. I was like,
I never trust what Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Seriously.
Well, this is the whole point of the Jones Agreement, as you know, is to broaden your horizons and watch something.
No, I really don't because I had to re-listen to the episode.
Yeah.
Remember, I was part of
I
the
know.
Gentleman's Agreement.
So you probably still don't remember. So
Well, I was
for the
telling you
new
about
listeners-
it on the phone call last night. You're like, gentleman's agreement. What do you mean?
Yeah. So if you're new to the podcast, or if you're Tony, hey, wake up, buddy. Gentleman's Agreement is a way for us to sort of give each other a assignment where we can broaden our horizons and make recommendations of things that you like that you think that someone else should try. Whether it's, I don't think we've gotten as far as food, but it's certainly focused on like movies and TV thus far.
Sure.
The day I recommend a book to Nick will probably be, it'll be a cold day in hell.
It sounds so serious.
that'll
Like,
be the last-
like you just took that snapshot of Bob giving the description. It sounds so serious.
Well, and there's a reason for that, because participation has been spotty. So
I agree.
we gotta step it up, and it's a serious thing. And it's not just for if I
Being
may-
a man of commitment and loyalty, those two things
No.
mean a ton to a Greek brother like me.
I know,
I'm with you.
but bigger than that is if we have an audience out there, that's who we need to do it for, because they don't care that you really don't want to watch it. They don't care that you waited until Saturday at 7 p.m. and you watched it in the car while Cory drove. They don't care. They don't care about that.
Separate today.
They wanna know, oh, when I tune in, I wonder what he thought of the movie he was supposed to watch. That's what they want. That's who we need to do it for. Am I wrong?
No, but not at all. In the inventory business in the interview business that I'm in, interviewing people, what we just called, Danielle just did it, a soft denial.
I watched it. I started it at 6:30 or no, 6 o'clock.
And in my head tells me going for the kill at that point.
Go for the neck.
Yeah, I was interrogating and
We
interviewing.
were out at Costco and everyone was like,
Oh,
"Damn it, I gotta
God.
watch that stupid
Of course. Wow.
Sorry.
You were predisposed.
Welcome to my world, because we're
No,
about to hear what
because
he thought of my recommendation.
I wanted
It's
to
gonna be worse
watch
than
it
yours.
until I started.
Nothing's gonna be great in the parking lot at Costco.
I wasn't watching it in the parking lot of Costco.
Depends.
Eh,
Depends what age.
Depends if you're in the back of the parking lot or the front of the parking lot.
the white glove service in the front of the parking lot. All right, so closing out with Aladdin, I think I already mentioned to you, in case you haven't seen it, and I know you're never going to, because that's the whole point of this. As a genie, Will Smith totally jacked, like steroids jacked. Made no sense to me, served no purpose, but apparently when you're a genie, you're always jacked. And then he goes back to a regular human even when he's just impersonating a person. Fine, regular guy.
I am gonna watch it.
I really like
Just
it.
for the
I'm
record,
not-
I am gonna watch it just to watch it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'm a Disney guy, and I'm not gonna.
Turn.
Turn is not on Disney, sir.
Oh, Turn's on my list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
thanks. That's all I
Turn.
needed to hear.
No, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I know. I under.
I-
Again,
after an hour and a half of watching Paul Newman run
degree
through
in
the
social
streets.
psychology, I understand information and how to work people. So I need to bring that up. Yeah, Turn. I'm
Well,
definitely.
there goes Paul Newman again, running down the street.
All right, you got your notes, sir. I see you're ready to go. Let's hear it. You had to watch Jackie Brown from Quentin Tarantino. Your thoughts, Cory?
Yeah, so it took me basically twice to watch it. I started watching and fell asleep for the second half of the movie, so I decided to just rewatch everything all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say it's probably one of the longest openings I've ever seen in a movie.
True.
When she's
True.
walking,
Just
down
walking.
in the airport?
Yes.
Well, it's a credit sequence, right?
Well, the credits come after that.
No.
Yeah.
You sure you watched Jackie
I'm
Brown?
very sure I watched it.
You also told me that it was 4 hours long the last time we talked.
That's because he
Well,
watched it twice.
There we go.
Nick gets him. They're related. Nick gets him.
That's right.
It was the same experience
I'm
with
picking
Die
up what
Hard.
you're laying down.
So, just to jump in real quick, Jackie Brown by Quentin Tarantino was a movie that was an adaptation of a book by Elmore Leonard called Rum Punch.
Yes, I did see, because I had to
Yeah.
look some stuff up on it, and I did see that it was based
Which
off
is
of
a book that he stole when he was a kid to read. And their dialogue in Elmer Leonard's books and the dialogue in Quentin Tarantino's movies are very similar. They're very sort of the patter of like normal
Pitter patter.
That's right.
low life criminals and how they talk about anything other than crime. So you'll hear it in his movies, you'll see it in his books, but it's also a throwback to a nod to like the blaxploitation films of the '70s, of which Pam Grier as Jackie Brown was a big part. And it helps to color your. I didn't want to tell you any of that before you watch a movie, but
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
yes, or Foxy Brown.
Jive Turkey.
So, well, that leads me to Pam Grier.
Yeah.
The most distracting thing throughout the entire movie was this stupid little sneer that she has anytime she talks or smiles. And I did look up if she actually suffered from a stroke.
I think that's her face.
It's family.
She has Bell's palsy.
Well, and I figured something had been wrong because
Palsy,
it's
for
really
sure.
just sideways. And only one side of her mouth comes up when she smiles.
Why does palsy come up on every podcast?
Not because of me. So yeah, that was very distracting. And
The best was when you said it was distracting. The first thing that went to my head,
I do.
her body.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like,
That's
cleavage?
right.
What?
She made her bones on
I was like-
going like braless, topless in.
Pow!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And quite honestly, in Jackie Brown, even though it was back in '97, she was still hot as fuck.
see, I'm going to go the complete opposite direction. I didn't think she was good looking at all.
Okay.
It's not a surprise.
She-
But go ahead.
No, I'd say it's really,
Good looking?
But go ahead.
yes, good looking.
Like how Dracula would find someone attractive?
That is correct.
If she is properly good looking.
Yes. So no, I didn't think she was attractive by any means.
Luckily, she didn't have to be for the movie to work.
Well, no, I'll give you that much.
Okay.
So yeah,
One man's opinion.
very.
No, I mean, it's not like her character was like a runway model or something like that. She was literally a flight attendant.
No, not you. I was talking about Cory.
Oh, sorry.
That she wasn't attractive.
But going past that, there was I think the one scene that finally kind of wrote me into the entire movie was the 3-bag switch of the what was it, the store Delama? The bags they used?
Yeah, the Del Amo Mall.
Yeah. So when they were sitting in the cafeteria and they had planned on doing the bag switch, and Jackie had mentioned to what was Sam Brown's character?
Ordell Ruby.
Yes, that he better not pick some sort of crackhead, crackhead looking chick, and of course a crackhead looking chick shows up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, well,
Sharonda.
yes, oh my God, he clearly didn't listen. But then things evolved in the scene, and there was a third lady that did the bag switch. So there was like 3 bags switching hands with the money that was supposed to be in it, and I thought that was one of the most brilliant parts of the movie because I did not see that coming whatsoever.
Was that the part where? Because I agree with you.
Yeah, see, there's that weird sneer.
She's always had that.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You know how didn't Sylvester Stallone have like a
It irritates him.
It does irritate me.
condition when he was born that caused him to have sort of a lopsided way of speaking? Sly.
I think that's.
She's not near as sexy as Pam Grier, though. I'm just going to put that out there.
Have you seen Daylight? You are correct, sir. But was that the part where Robert Forster's character, Max Cherry, is watching from the side?
Yes, and he kind of picked up on everything.
Yeah,
And then he was in on that brings him in on everything and the scam.
yeah, that's a fantastic part of the movie.
Yeah, and at that same point too, you kind of learn and realize that there's a lot of people that are coming after this money,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a whole bunch of different angles to it. So yeah, I think to me that was kind of the turning point in the movie where I'm like, okay, now I'm a little more vested in watching the rest of this. And then with Lewis shooting Melanie in the parking lot, that was another scene that did not see coming, and kind of led on to also like, okay, well let's see where this goes, because seeing that it was out of nowhere, but obviously Robert De Niro's character Lewis was quite unstable, but he pulled a lot of it together.
Okay.
For me at least. I think one of the funniest moments I found in it was when they were pushing the car and it stalled. The pause in the music was also brought that entire scene together. And I was sitting there watching it by myself at 3 in the morning, and I actually just started cracking up seeing that specific scene. What else?
Do you have type notes?
I do.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I try.
You always surprise me, Cory.
Someone has to, Crabby. Someone has to. And then the last being the shooting of Lewis in the van, that was I should have elaborated on the note a little bit, but again, another insanely shocking scene that I did not see coming in it. Starting to go back too as well. Where was that here? Oh yeah, so the scene after the scene in the car after, again, very bad note, but there was
Typed, but not.
there was that same shooting in the car was to me very close to Pulp Fiction, and kind of correlated the two movies together for me. I don't know if that was something that Tarantino specifically did.
Which Pulp Fiction scene are you talking about?
With Marvin.
Or you shot in the face?
Yeah,
I shot Marvin in the face.
you must hit a bump or something. I ain't hit no motherfucking bump.
The gun went off. I don't know why.
Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face. So yeah, those two.
You tend to notice a car driving in the road drenching blood. He has a way of shooting within the car from the back seat.
Yeah. So I said the scene was very, very similar, and took me right to Pulp Fiction. So, like I said, I didn't know if that was something that was done on purpose on his end, or something that was just kind of coincidental.
I think there's a lot of directors like Scorsese and Tarantino and Brian De Palma that have particular things that they do, that they fall back on, tricks that kind of define who they are as directors and how they generally like to shoot films. Spielberg's always going to shoot something with lens flares in it. Just things like that are going to happen, where you go like, oh, that's a Tarantino film, or oh, that's a Spielberg film.
Makes sense.
So you were not a huge Tarantino fan.
No, I love Tarantino.
Okay. I wanted you to love Tarantino, so I wanted to start with that one. So from that, would you watch other Tarantino films?
Well, of course.
Okay.
So
I want that on the record.
Kill Bill might be more.
Is that the first one you
That's
ever watched?
That's what I'm thinking.
Or Pulp Fiction you watched, and then this is the second one?
Well, I've seen parts of Kill Bill, the different volumes here and there.
Reservoir Dogs?
Oh God.
I have not seen Reservoir Dogs.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think that's how it started, and that's why I said Jackie Brown, because I knew he hadn't seen Reservoir Dogs, he hadn't seen Inglourious Bastards, because people speak other languages than English.
And he hates subtitles.
He hates subtitles.
I was saying
Right.
to fill.
He
to
hates
fill-
subtitles.
Reservoir Dogs.
Like Dillahay hates
that's-
most everything.
Right. He didn't used to, but...
Yeah, I know. And he hasn't
Bill.
seen Django Unchained. He hasn't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I've seen Django.
You have seen Django, the whole thing?
We watched it at Ray's. You were right there with me.
Was the
You watched it
volume
at Uncle Ray's?
Was the volume up?
Yeah.
Okay.
There.
I don't.
That's a bar, right?
I'm not denying or admitting to it.
No. That means we absolutely did. I just don't remember that we did.
Okay.
So Nick, there's some nights that we've been up there that it's quite
It's
quite
you
slow.
two.
It's,
Yeah.
Me, Cory, and
Angie.
Angie, the bartender.
So Angie is also not a fan of the jukebox blaring. So if it's very few amount of people in there, she has no problem turning off the jukebox and letting us crank up the TV to watch a movie, which is quite nice. So that's how we ended up watching Django the one night. Was a bit glorious.
I think I would have to keep a blanket and a pillow in my car, just snuggle into a chair and.
Cory. Blanket, pillow.
Might have to do it.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, just coats and maybe a pullover. That's about it.
Okay. Oddly specific, but
You definitely should watch Reservoir Dogs.
Well, we're gonna. We started doing a different format, and I don't. Unless you guys really want to, I wasn't gonna let's do another round of Gentleman's Agreement tonight. If you want to do it, if you want to, we can.
I want to because I'm not on here every week, so I would love to.
Okay, we can.
I
do
live
that.
for this piece.
And on top of that, to circle back to a little bit of housekeeping.
Yeah.
Now that we have the capabilities of someone being able to call in.
We're very close. Nick and I talked about this earlier today.
Nick Bader.
And I'd be all for it as long as it's not a 9 o'clock show and I don't get the text at 8:45.
Yeah, Bob.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't send a text at 8:45.
you heard him. That's right.
What are you talking about?
I like Nick too. Last show when I was in your house for the first time and you weren't here.
Yeah, that was
You were at
wonderful.
work and you were sitting here like, tell Crabby, third week of October is when we'd like to schedule. And right away I was like, yeah, that works.
You're like, oh, I don't have enough. I need a little bit
Depends
more
on who's
time.
playing that day, right? What kind of ball games are on? Okay, well we could do it.
Yeah, I love it.
Last time we did it, we put names in a hat and picked them that way.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds good.
But we could just do it.
If you send me on a run to get fucking paper
I was about to suggest we could just do it where you have to give a recommendation to the person to your left. We could do something like that.
I got no money.
Like a Beyonce
Tony's
song?
gotta watch.
I mean, unless you want to go get fucking paper, we could do it another way.
Do I still have paper down here?
I don't know. Now it sounds like you want to get paper.
Yeah, he doesn't like your to
Remember
the left.
15-minute meeting I was
Oh,
talking
'cause he
about?
doesn't-
That, meetings. This is what takes care of it.
Yeah, I know.
We're still trying to find an office space and all that to lease. So once we get that done.
I'm trying to join a new gym. It's the whole thing.
It's a lot of paperwork.
It's a whole
paperwork.
It's a whole process. All right, so
Okay, couldn't we just pull up a Word file and assign a name to a number and then just pick a number 1 through 6?
You've got Word in your.
I think
iPad
Cory could
don't
do
you?
it quicker.
Okay, here. Listen to what you just said.
I feel like this is taking very long.
What do you think Cory could do quicker than you?
Nothing.
Exactly.
You're upsetting Danielle,
Just
Danielle
very long
knows
process.
exactly.
which takes a lot. I'm gonna be honest. If she mentioned something like that, I would.
I was like, Jesus Christ, how about you just pick a person and say, watch this?
No,
So-
really.
and
No,
so-
maybe
so
like-
what
Danielle,
happens-
Politics.
Danielle, your thoughts?
You guys are fucking dragging this out.
So
Killing
what
me.
happens if
Ah.
somebody that you've picked
I would-
has already seen the movie?
Well, they'll tell you. I assume. I've
I know,
already
but
seen
you
that.
don't have
Yeah,
to
what the
report
fuck?
right now.
What?
But
I don't understand the question.
so the idea here is to have somebody watch something they haven't watched before and give
Yeah.
a report the next time.
Right.
So if they've seen it,
Then hopefully they'll say, "I've seen that," and then you'll pick something else. I mean, they could lie to
Whatever.
you and go, "Okay, I guess I." No, I can
Nick,
totally
you
see
were doing
Cory.
so good too.
I could totally see Cory doing that, going, "That's a great pick," and totally going,
I've never seen Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. He's actually
I
never
have
seen
not.
Star Wars.
He's never seen Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, if you get Cory, please give him Star Wars.
I'll add another 10 years to his.
So
That's how the Security Council
Yeah,
works.
that's no, I got
It's,
that.
gonna get.
since I can see the names, you guys will just start down at Danielle. Danielle, pick a number. 1 through 6.
3.
Okay.
I don't like how Nick is.
Yeah,
Got the inside scoop on all. Why don't you give it to Tony? Tell Tony what to do.
No, I don't tell Tony what to do.
PC did tell Tony to go get the paper.
Then you gotta pay him. It's still a thing.
Tony's very affordable.
Okay.
Yeah, don't cost much.
Very low rates.
Cory, pick a number. 3 is already
Not
taken.
3.
Jessica said, "Tony, go get paper."
Between
Fine.
1 and 1.
1,
6. There's only 6 people, Bob.
7 people actually. We're not including Tony.
We-
Tony, go fuck yourself.
We can
apparently, is
we can
what,
include Tony. We can include Tony.
Tony,
So
you
wait,
want
I want to change
in?
my number pick.
What?
Because maybe he
Because
wants
now it went up
7.
to 8.
Yeah.
No, it's
No.
not.
Everybody know what they got?
Oh, I
No,
think you.
who did I have?
Nick. Nick C. You have.
Tony, right?
Yeah.
Tony?
Yeah.
No, Tony has Nick.
Tony has me.
No, Tony has me.
No, I have Crabby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nick
yeah,
has-
you
Oh,
have
I had
Tony.
Tony,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
sorry. Yeah, I misspoke.
Work
Yeah,
with me.
You have Tony.
All right, while you're in there, don't close it out.
Mhm.
Actually, let's, as we go around now, let's write down the recommendations. So that with 7 people, we're never gonna remember. People are
Okay.
like, what did I recommend again?
And it would be a great thing to tweet out on social media under the Schnozzcast.
Yeah, that's absolutely a great idea.
Okay, so we'll go down. We'll go around with recommendations. Hold on.
All right, Corey, what are you gonna recommend to Tony?
Ooh, I got Tony?
No. Nick has Tony.
I
No.
don't know. I'm just looking at what's here.
Tony has Crabby.
Yep.
Corey has Tony. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you.
Corey gets to recommend to Tony.
I'm sorry. Apologize.
Tony, my recommendation for you is you have Amazon Prime, correct?
I do.
It's a documentary called Generation Wealth.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
Generation
it's
Wealth
on my list.
Amazon
Is
Prime
it?
For Tony Martinez.
Yes, I just watched it a couple days ago, and there's some very, very shocking and eye-opening things that are brought up in it.
Don't spoil it for me. Just
I'm
tell
not.
me what it is.
And
Move on.
oh, there you go, Generation Wealth, Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Bob, what are you recommending for Corey?
Oh,
Well, I think we already know.
yeah, we do. Kill Bill Volume 1. Oh, wait.
I was gonna say.
Let's go back to the beginning, since I know that you haven't watched it, Reservoir Dogs.
Okay, there we go. That's what I was.
Solid.
I know, when I was like,
Solid.
And by the way,
That's-
if you don't find it out there to stream for free, I own it.
Of course you do. Like every other movie that I can only play at Danielle's
I
house.
will be happy to loan it to you.
Okay, Danielle, what are you recommending to me?
on Netflix, I'm a Killer. Have you watched that yet?
Yep.
Damn it. Have you watched season 2
I'll
yet?
give you the review right now. No, not season 2 yet.
No,
I
don't.
applaud you for not just
Do you
going,
want me to
oh, I
pick
haven't
something
seen
different?
that.
Hold
What
on.
is
Pick something different.
What is this called?
Mm,
I'm a who?
I
What
have
an
to think of the
interesting
second
pick.
one.
Yeah. My homework is done.
Can you come back to me? I gotta think of something else.
Okay.
Call.
Okay, come back to you. Crabby, what's your recommendation for Danielle?
Have you seen A Scent of a Woman with Al Pacino?
Hooah!
No.
Great movie. Fucking great pick, dude.
It's free on Hulu.
I also-
Hulu
I also own it.
subscription, I think. you can get it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would tell you that I think it's the greatest date movie in history.
Hooah!
Because it offers
Corey,
something,
gonna get lucky.
offers something both for the male and the female.
So she needs to find a date to.
You're one of those, as far as I know.
I,
One of them. Thank you, Bob.
You're gonna get something out of this, I'm sure.
yeah, I think Franco's gonna love it.
Was that me?
No.
Damn it.
Great thinking, though. Great
All right,
Nick B recommends 3 episodes of Turn to Bob.
I'll do it. I'm not afraid.
Okay. Going to Nick C. What are you recommending to Tony?
Have you seen The Professional?
I have not.
That's it.
That's also a great pick.
Why do I have
It's
two?
literally one of
Why
my
do I have
favorite
two?
movies.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm
What's
sorry.
that?
It's the other way around, isn't
I
it?
said, yeah, why do I have
Oh.
two?
Right. Hold on. Yeah, it's the other way around.
What?
Because Corey already recommended
Because
something.
Corey, yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
recommend Generation Wealth to Tony.
yeah.
Oh.
Corey had Tony. That's true. Yeah, it was Tony as Nick, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who does Nick have? Nick C.
I thought he had Tony.
No,
I'm looking at your list, and he's the only one who's not in there with anybody.
Yeah,
else.
up top.
That says Tony.
Well, who hasn't?
Nick C.
Who doesn't have somebody?
But Tony's in there twice.
Nobody's got me.
I picked
And-
number
and
1.
Initially, I will just say that you said,
I picked
That's all I know.
You said Tony had me.
Okay, maybe.
Oh boy.
Yeah, maybe Tony had. I don't know.
God, how How does this get fucked up?
I don't know, but
I don't know either.
I'm gonna
I was gonna say there's no math involved, but
Who-
he did have to go 1 through 7.
Okay, so hold
Wait,
on.
so who
There's
didn't
only
give a
seven.
who didn't give a pick?
Hang tight. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say this.
Everybody's gotta give a pick to somebody. so-
Okay,
I gave to
Corey's-
Danielle.
Corey recommends, Bob recommends, Danielle, Crabby,
I didn't give a pick.
me.
Someone-
Yeah, Tony has Nick,
Okay.
and Crabby has Tony.
No, Crabby has Danielle. Somebody's got to have.
That's true. That's
Just
true.
so we know.
Somebody's gotta have-
Okay, now looking back on this,
Okay,
there's
Crabby
7
has
of us. Someone's gonna be left out.
No, we're 7 for 7
No,
people are
7
giving,
people,
7 people are taking.
Right. It should
Yeah,
be
it
always.
should
You pitch
still
and
be
you're
like-
catching.
Yeah. So
What does matter is don't put 2 people in there, the same person there twice. That
okay, no, that
So-
that makes sense. I think. So Tony recommends the Crabby, right?
You know what's
Yeah.
great is this is going on the internet forever. How stupid we are. For all time.
Tony recommends the Crabby.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Yeah.
Replicated
the way,
around the
I'm sorry.
mainframes of the world.
And then Nick.
It's
In
gonna be
perpetuity.
Holland.
Then Nick Celeski
Guam.
recommends that Tony.
No, I already gave Tony his pick.
Oh
Then
god.
who's Nick Celeski
How did
recommended
you get
to?
so messed up?
Nick Bader, has somebody recommended to you yet?
No.
I am.
Oh yeah, she
I had
Danielle.
to find another one.
You know, if you
'Cause
just
he already
go and get
watched
the
it.
fucking piece of paper.
No, we're fine.
We would have been all right.
Are we though?
I don't know. We're
Tony,
still,
make your recommendation.
We're still in a
Sure,
world
sure,
of
sure.
shit.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Let those fucks figure it out. You give me your recommendation.
All right, what-
Have you seen Don't Fuck with Cats?
That's
Definitely
that is
seen
the
that,
Aladdin of
Is it
the
good?
of
It's
the
good.
week.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
3-parter. I just watched it with my wife a couple weeks ago, and it's well worth the watch.
Okay.
Okay,
I know it doesn't sound great. But
So Danielle,
Yes.
you're gonna recommend to Nick, and Nick's gonna recommend to me, and that's how we fix that. Because otherwise, Nick would be like
Oh, Nick
recommending
C.
to
I thought you
himself.
were recommending to yourself, and I was like, that's not how this works.
No, so Danielle recommend to Nick C, Nick C recommend to me, and then now we're done.
I know what you're
it's on
watching.
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You may have watched it
So
already.
upset. Dude. he
I got a
hasn't
couple
seen
picks.
it. He hasn't seen it. You can do whatever you want.
Again,
I'm just saying,
Nick
anything
T
you're
is
gonna
not a
pick, he
movie
hasn't
guy.
watched
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
You can,
Okay,
Oh, I have 2 that are actually series.
It's
but-
literally Thunderdome. You can do whatever you
So
want.
I'm recommending to you now.
Yeah.
2
Yes.
minutes out.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Have you watched I'm a Killer?
No. Do you know what it's on?
Netflix.
Okay.
What are you recommending?
I'm a Killer.
That's right.
okay,
That's not the Aaron Hernandez, is it?
No.
No.
Oh.
and then Nick,
He's a killer.
Nick C to Nick B.
All right. So my first pick would be The Professional.
Okay, haven't seen it.
Okay.
What am I watching again?
A Scent of a Woman.
Yeah,
Al Pacino.
Scent of a Woman.
Hulu.
Chris Is it Conley?
Who?
Conley?
In what?
In Scent of a Woman.
No, Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell.
A like 19-year-old Chris
Oh,
O'Donnell.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it's not available on my Hulu.
It's not all available.
I have it.
I don't have stars.
I have it.
Of course,
Okay.
Bob has it.
I'll give it to you.
Is The Professional on Netflix or any streaming service?
have
Can I
it.
rent it?
I think it's on Netflix.
I'm sick of returning DVDs I don't watch to you, or that Corey
Maybe.
doesn't take.
I have no way of watching them.
All you do is give me a chore.
I have it too, Danielle. So if you're on your way back to the east side or whatever, if he doesn't give it to you, I can reach out and drop
If
Okay.
you're in a Costco parking lot and you want to catch a flick.
You're not doing nothing, Chris.
That's a bad form.
Delivered,
That's a bad
delivered by
form.
White Gloves
Yeah.
in the front of the parking lot. Not in the back with the rest of that trashy stuff. But they just watch B-movies and schlock films back there in the back of the parking lot.
Schlock films?
Yeah, like The Creature with Four Eyes,
Okay. Makes sense.
Ants from Outer Space.
Gotcha.
Has anyone watched Peaky Blinders?
It's on my list, dude. I want
Yeah,
to get
it's
to
on
it,
my
but I'm,
list
I'm
too.
trying to get through Veep first.
Really good.
Oh, you haven't finished Veep?
I'm
Fuck
ready to start
you.
season 5.
That was-
Ready to start
I was
season
saying-
Fuck you.
What? I'm at least watching it, are I not? Is there anyone else in this room who's watched it or gonna watch it? No.
I'm very disappointed.
Give me some.
Yeah, I'm out.
Dude. Alright, I take
I'm
it you want me to do this.
Olivia doesn't want you to do it.
No, I know that for sure. Which makes me want to do it even more. Alright, so it's time now, once again, perhaps for the last time, for Cory to fix the camera.
Nope, just the light.
Just
he
the
ran
light.
Out, ran out of juice.
Well, like the
Hello,
juice.
Twitter world.
You
For
like the juice, huh?
Juice.
The
Daniel's
juice
word
is-
box.
The juice is good.
Daniel's word box.
Juice. It's the juice.
Yep. Nick, would you like to give a quick thank you, sir? Quick
Thank you,
description
sir.
of Daniel's word box for the new listeners that we have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so in Danielle's word box, it's all in good fun. We are in no way making fun of Danielle. But we noticed that on certain words, Danielle puts a little wind behind things, a little front comes through. And words like Smirnoff are a little bit more difficult to say. So Danielle decided that we should create a word box.
That's. I wish that were
I'm gonna
true.
say that's not.
That's not true. At
But
all.
she's always a great sport, and Bob
Absolutely.
has compiled a menagerie of different words and tongue twisters.
I believe it's menage a trois.
Yeah, you're pronouncing it incorrectly, sir. It is
Menagerie.
menagerie.
That was the worst one by far.
This is fantastic. I'm not gonna
Oh
lie.
my god.
It was the greatest ever.
I think a little piece
Because
came
Nick
out
could
that
Nick
night.
couldn't breathe.
I could not. Because it literally was it's supposed to be like a bunch of different words, and all that came out was menagerie.
Oh, it was great.
There were a lot of
wait.
menageries.
Hold on. Last episode, how did nobody know that Shamil was, or Schmazel was not a Yiddish word?
Sorry.
Schmazel. Shamil, Schmazel. You were onto it like it's a word, but like nobody knew that it was a Yiddish word.
We're gonna
Nobody-
do it.
Well, the
Shamil,
word was
Schmazel,
Schlemiel.
Haas and Pfeff Incorporated.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm the only one in this fucking room who's seen that show. And
Right.
I knew.
Not true.
That's true.
not true.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is. You think it's a cartoon?
So
Schle-
I think Mystery Science Theater is a cartoon. Laverne and Shirley is a show.
which you've never seen.
Oh, okay.
There was also a show called Lenny and Squiggy, which was a spin-off of Laverne and Shirley, which is a
Which is
spin-off of
other
Happy
shows I've
Days.
seen. The word was Schlemiel. I think it might have been Joe who said Schlemazel.
Yes.
Are you saying that?
I
no one
was
knew it
I was because there was a question of whether it was actually a word, like that it was
Yeah,
used.
yeah.
It was used in a show,
Mhm.
but that it could have been a made-up word, but there was no recognition that it was an actual word until at least
Okay.
until
I
at
might
least
have to go
way late in the
It's
conversation.
probably very late. Yeah.
Yeah.
There have been not every time. There's been a few times we've done it where the word has been questioned, and I have to explain. Double English major. I looked this shit up. It's an actual word. It's not a Scrabble word. It's an actual word.
Right.
It doesn't matter that it's unpronounceable or that you don't know how to pronounce it.
Right.
Lots of people don't know how to pronounce big words.
Right.
I'm not picking easy words. I'm picking hard words.
Right.
Just because Danielle may not know how to pronounce it, some she does well on, some she doesn't. It doesn't mean that she's the only one who wouldn't be able to pronounce it.
Well, my issue wasn't
I could
the
give that word to
pronunciation.
anyone in this room
My
and
issue
they'd
was
screw it up.
that it was an actual word.
Yes, yeah.
Like a schlemiel is like a goofy person or something like that. Yeah.
like a putz.
Right.
Right. And I've been challenged many times.
Right.
And all I can say is yes, it's a word. And then someone will look it up, and there you go.
Which one's the crickets button?
The purple one.
Go ahead and hit it, Danielle. There we go.
All right, Danielle, go ahead.
The word.
Danielle's word.
Good. Jesus.
Really, I'm pretty sure it's
Jesus.
That's a
It's
pretty
not.
easy
That's
one
two
to
words,
pronounce. Well, you could go Jesus, I guess.
You might like.
I'm not finding the professional on any
All right,
streaming service.
Can we do another one the same way we did before, where you spell it out first?
No, I didn't like that.
You rather not? Okay.
No.
I'm good.
I feel like it takes away from it.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're kind of at the mercy of your.
I know, I'm going.
Again, would have been a good topic for a meeting.
Schizosomatic. And there's no T though. I added a T to it.
That's pretty normal.
You want to
Nope, I'm good. 1 and done.
Can you try it without the T that you just said you added?
No.
Added a QURP in there.
That's how I
just-
pronounce it.
We
That's
call that
what
a
it is.
quick admission. Is what we call
Crabby
that
is
when
so
I'm
sorry.
interviewing. Just I'm just gonna throw it right out
I-
there. There's no T in it.
Our listeners still don't know what the word is.
I
Because you
can-
said it and then you admitted that you added a letter that wasn't in it.
That's okay. This is how I pronounce it, so that's I added a T.
I'm pretty sure the listeners love it. Because when I was listening, I
Just
was
for a second, can you try without the T that you
I don't think I can because I want to put a T on the end of it.
just let her
Is
go
there
by.
any way that you could stop your lips?
Was
and
it over
your
when the
tongue
German
between your teeth were
Germans
forming
bombed
the-
Pearl Harbor?
That's the only T
German.
in the word. So just don't.
There is no T in the word
but
at all.
you're putting it there.
I know because that's how I pronounce it.
Jesus.
That's how you pronounce a word you literally just saw for the first time 4 seconds ago.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I want to add it to it to make it sound how I think it should sound.
She just felt it, so she went with it.
This is we've just Nick. We've entered territory that hasn't
Yeah, I
We've
dig
been
it.
in the-
I gotta tell you, I dig it.
I don't know what to do now.
You can
What
tell me what the word is.
That's the best part about it, is you don't know
Well,
what to do with
so
it.
she picked the word.
Yeah.
She pronounced it probably 95% correct, but then after she pronounced it, she told us that she added a letter that wasn't in the word. And so I naturally asked her, maybe you could read it again without the letter that you added in the word, and she said, I can't.
So pretty
And I
much
don't know
you
what
could
to do
say,
now.
you could read it and say blue. I don't-
We've covered that before. I think it was Cory who said, oh, you could just look at the word and just say any word. Because she thought there was a loophole that she was going to exploit where she only had to read the word one time and it didn't matter if it was correct or not.
There's no rule that I had to read it twice.
Well,
There is now.
Nope.
yeah.
I think I don't.
Are we calling an audible? Did you just pass the word to Cory?
He took the
No,
word.
I'm just noting it so I know for the video.
But the audience still does not know what the word
Because
is.
somebody
No.
has to read it because I don't know what the word is.
What was your pronunciation of the word?
I'm not saying it again.
Why is it on
Because
such a
I'm
small
not going to
piece of
say it
paper?
twice the same time.
Why you're not going
You-
to say it twice the
You
same
couldn't
way?
have you couldn't have printed that on an actual full piece of paper. It's got to be on a
Like a party streamer?
yeah.
It's online paper.
Look, I didn't get
Yeah,
paid
it's like
for
a
this
fortune
job. I did
fortune
it, I
cookie
did it
strip
out of the
of paper?
kindness of my heart, or maybe
No,
But you had to
Fortune
cut it
cookie
down
paper.
to that size.
it's a piece of ruled paper, like a notebook paper. That's it.
Well, I know, but you actually had to take the effort to cut it down to that size.
Nick, I've literally not thought about that. Out of all these
I
things we've
literally
done.
just took a pair of scissors and went
No,
up the page.
I realize
That's
what it takes to
I did
cut
it
a piece
3
of
times.
paper.
Well, there you go. I'm not sure what your question is then.
Why?
Why don't I? Okay, restate it. I don't get it.
I think he's curious as to why you didn't cut 2 lines of paper instead of just the 1 line.
That
of
is
paper.
funny because I've never noticed that myself.
Like I feel like
It
that
wasn't
could
written on
get
2
that could get
lines, it was
lost in
only
the
written on
shuffle
1.
of things.
Right.
There's a lot of wires and things
Well,
going on here.
especially because in the bucket there's the tongue twisters, which are larger, so there's big pieces of paper and little pieces of paper.
I think they should
Because
be on, like scrolls.
The words have one word, and
Yes.
the tongue twisters have many words, and so the paper's bigger. Tony's like, how's that whiskey, buddy?
Done.
Done?
It's gone.
All right. So you're just hanging out here just for the laughs.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
all
great.
gone.
No.
Oh,
No, I just gotta get off my ass and get a.
All right, Cory.
read.
Cory, we're gonna call an audible here and ask you to read the word.
Oh boy.
Try
you
not-
wait.
try
Hold
not
on,
to-
hold on, hold on. You
try
could
not to add any
You could phone a
letters.
Tony friend.
Tony, come on up.
Come on up.
No, go ahead. It's all you, buddy.
Come on up.
It's all you.
No, he's refusing.
All
Mu-
right.
Much like Danielle did.
Go ahead.
So, go ahead, Cory.
So the word is schizosomiasis.
I wasn't even anywhere fucking close to that.
Oh, isn't that?
Well, hold on. You refused to give it a second try without the letters you added,
No,
and
no,
now
no,
you're
it wouldn't have
questioning.
mattered because I just added a T to the end of it and I did not pronounce it anywhere close to that.
Corey, isn't
But that's fine.
schizosomiasis? Isn't that what you have that ointment for on your lower back?
No, that's in between my legs. The schizosomiasis is that's a whole nother issue.
Okay.
So Bob, are you going to tell us what schizosomiasis?
I don't know.
You don't have a definition for it?
It's a thing with
It's
a
a,
thing.
yeah, it's a
Oh,
schizo,
boy.
which is related to the brain, and soma, which is related to sleep, and iasis, which is related to the place in between Cory's legs. So it's a thing that happens
I think
while
it's a
Cory's
taint-
sleeping
it's a
between his
taint
legs
thing.
in his brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sleepy taint is what
It's the drooping of the taint.
That's where Danielle got the tea from.
I don't know why you.
She got the tea from that.
I don't know why you waited and
Sleep-
you just say that rather
sleepy-
than
yeah.
making me.
Corey sleepy
Just
taint
trying to
is
You
a
knew
real-
it.
trying to
sleepy
drag
taint
you
the whole
along.
time.
It's
if there's not enough collagen in the tainted area, there's a little bit of a drooping that goes on. It's considered a sleepy taint.
Corey's very quiet now because he's looked it up and he's discovered that's exactly what it means.
It's actually not too far off.
and it's actually related to his taint.
Yes.
It's a
How did
picture of
I
him.
get to Google?
Yeah.
Very specific.
Most people don't have a flap there, but
Oh, that's weird.
I always lift it to wash.
Oh, the old.
Oh,
You mean the old tape flap?
bad form.
Are you
Bad
referring
form.
to the tape flap?
It's a dirty pool.
So it is an infection.
No, you can stop. You can stop.
Caused by an infection.
Oh, you just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
So
By a
it's also,
punctured taint.
So it's also known as snail fever.
That can't be good.
That's
Cory,
gotta be
Cory.
Cory.
Oh my God! I cannot think of a phrase
You
to
do
ever
have it.
describe Cory better than snail fever. Why haven't we thought of that before?
Or also known as bilharzia, is a disease caused by parasitic flatworms called schizosomes.
Oh, okay.
The urinary tract or the intestines may be infected. Symptoms include abdominal pain, diarrhea, bloody stool, or blood in the urine.
That can't be good.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
No, I'm going to say it's a bad
Yeah.
thing to...
Blood in the urine, not a good
Bloody
sign.
No.
stool. Yeah.
Hi, Cory. Well, I hope you're okay.
I'll get the cream for it.
There's not a cream that you can, no cream in the world that can help that snail fever, though.
Oh, and by the way, this is also very rare. Only 20,000 people contract it in 1 year.
You definitely have it then.
I think I have two cases of it.
2 strains.
Yeah, two strains of it at once.
You're 19,999 and 20,000.
It spreads through contaminated food or water. So yeah, don't drink poop water.
It's always
My-
always a good recommendation.
My tip of the day.
Just the tip.
You are correct. Just the tip.
Just.
Can we do a new segment
We're gonna
called
play a
Just the
little
Tip of the
game
Day?
called Just the Tip. All right, I think I need to change my pick because I haven't found the professional on any of the streaming
I have.
services.
It's not
Oh,
on.
you did?
I have
It's not on Netflix.
No.
No.
It was for a very, very long time.
Yeah, it was on my list, but
Yeah, you
it's
watch
not on there now. You found it?
No, I own it.
Oh, I own
I'll
it.
just give it to him.
Son of a bitch.
My other pick was going to be the young ones.
Oh, that's
It's on.
Dude.
You can watch the full episodes on YouTube.
I think I think you should stick with the professional because that was for
That was
Nick,
for
right?
Nick.
Yeah, stick with that one.
I think he's really gonna like it.
Oh yeah. Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
It's her
Yeah.
first film.
Yeah.
You know, I was just thinking about something. Danielle, do you like?
Gary
Do you
Oldman.
know who Gabrielle Anwar is? Okay. Good.
Everyone.
What do you want us to bring?
When he,
Felt like there was
the
a
lady
herd of
comes in the
ponies
hallway
coming
and,
by.
and he's like, he said go back inside.
Oh God, I love that movie
Yeah,
so
it's a
much.
great movie.
So should we move on to pick of the week?
Let's do a shot first. Here's to Tony and his,
His flannel shirt. He knows his audience.
yeah, he does. Okay, not so,
Yeah, but
the
the letter
violent,
letter
violent
can
toasting,
audience.
Jesus Christ.
Violent toast.
Again, I thought there wasn't going to be any religion. Because I was gonna argue that. I was like, I swear I hear Jesus Christ and goddamn all the time on this show, and you guys talk about no religion.
Well, there.
That's fair.
We blaspheme all the time.
Yamas.
We don't mean anything by it.
Ah, Jesus.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
The
That's
straight
just
ball I
dumb.
hit very much. The
That's
curved
just
ball I know
I
hit.
can feel that one going all the way down.
Yep.
what she
Right down to
said.
the taint line.
Oh, there it is.
Right down to the sleepy taint.
Woke the taint right up.
The sleepy-
Congratulations, Nick.
My taint is actually
And
very
Nick, I
taut.
think you came up with the title for the episode.
My king,
I do what I can.
my kingdom, not to talk about a taint anymore.
My kingdom for a taint? What do
No,
you say?
That's what I thought he was
That's
doing.
not talking about a taint.
Crabby's feature flick.
God.
Taint. Kingdom for the taint.
Oh man.
All right, so yeah, we're going to maybe close it out with Pick of the Week.
We could do that.
All right. Tony Martinez. Is there something that you'd like to recommend to the listeners? No?
No.
All right, then.
Go ahead. You guys are doing well.
He's gonna pass. He's gonna pass.
All right, fair enough.
He's gonna pass.
No,
I'm good.
Just so you guys know too, Tony was promised that he'd come here and not partake, and I think he's done more partaking than he already planned on doing. So.
Yeah, I think that was probably the hook. Oh, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to be on camera. That's wonderful. I can just drink. That's amazing.
That's right.
And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Living the dream.
You're reeling me in a little bit too much here. This isn't what I signed up for. So, Danielle, did you purchase something at Costco before watching your movie?
No, not that. I mean, I did purchase something, but nothing new.
Ah.
What'd you get? It wasn't anything new.
No.
What'd you get?
Well, I did get something new, but I haven't tried it yet.
What is it?
They're-
Taint cream?
No, they're
What?
what was it? They're jalapeno lime tortilla chips.
Jalapenos.
Jalapeno.
But I
Taint
haven't
cream?
tried them yet, so I can't give it a.
It's a good quality item.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It
good. I'm
sounds
glad.
fantastic. It's got
Nick,
3 of my favorite things.
Burns a
You
little.
spend a lot of time at Costco
I
too,
do.
huh?
I do.
We were
Yeah.
talking about it before. He
Yeah.
said he would go once a week if he could.
Nick,
I've went twice this month.
is it true that you're a diamond member?
I can neither confirm nor deny. It's like Fight Club.
It is a lot like Fight
You
Club.
guys,
So do you have like a soundtrack you play when you pull up to it?
Oh yeah, I got the headphones. Yeah.
You heard
Well,
it earlier. It's Cool Modi. I go to work.
Yeah.
And
Followed by Eye
when
of
he
the
walks
Tiger.
in, it's in slow motion. Only
Yeah.
him. Only him.
Yeah.
Only
Nick's,
he's-
Nick's
I was
like,
gonna say he stops everyone from walking in just so he can show his card to the greeter at the door.
Nick's like greeter.
That's-
you guys go in through the front? That's
This
How you doing?
this guy always comes in and
Hold on.
pauses with his card for about 20
I
seconds.
pose. Well, the cameras are watching. You gotta.
Corey had a lot of encounters with weird people today at Costco.
Oh yeah,
That's-
can we do a real quick side story before?
Corey's Encounters.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're in Costco today, and we happen to be walking. Well, there's one lady that
She was all about the samples.
she.
Oh my
every,
God.
every-
But
Yeah,
no,
don't.
hold on.
Nice to see you.
she was literally screaming to everyone around her to try this. It was like bread with some sort of butter on it.
And she couldn't find out what it was.
She's like, I don't know, guys. You need to try this.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I don't even. Is there cinnamon in here? And so she's asking
she work
questions.
You can tell me it's
No!
nutmeg, right?
What's that?
Oh,
You can tell me it's nutmeg, right?
That's. I'm like, how am I supposed to know what's in the butter that they're serving at Costco?
And then she also gave some random man a napkin because he had something on his face.
Yeah, she walked up. She walked up to this guy and goes, she's like, "Here, you got something."
Right here, right here. Yep. Oh God, you got it.
So this is a lady that does not work at Costco that's trying to get you to eat food.
Yes, by herself.
Yes,
She was with
by.
nobody.
Did you
Basket
call,
full of
Did you
food.
call security?
No. They're trying to stay away from her.
They never showed up. But yeah, so then we encounter her later in the store, and she's also
Multiple
talking to
times.
another person giving out free samples. And she's explaining to that person giving the free samples what she's going to do with the free sample. She said, "Oh, I'm going to take this mix. There's another one over there. I'm going to get that too. I'm going to mix both of them together."
And then the third guy she talked to, she was explaining to him about how she can't cut right now because she hurt her thumb.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I was like, he does not care. He's just trying to pass out samples of
Zero
Trilix.
shits.
Yes.
So here's the question. How many of the samples did Corey take from her?
From her.
She's
She
not
wasn't a worker.
I know. And you said she was giving out food, saying taste
No,
this.
no, she was trying to get. She wanted people to go up and grab it.
And did you taste it?
No, God no.
No, because whatever she was talking about with the bread and butter, there wasn't any more samples. I think
That's
she took
neither
the
here
last
nor
one.
there.
I actually boycott the samples out of principle because I don't want to be the jackass who's standing there blocking. So what happens is the cart is here, the person is here, and the sample cart is here. and they're blocking everything to get 3 tortilla chips out of a paper cup. Like, what? At least put the cart in front of you, for the love of God. Let somebody go through.
No, you gotta put it off to the side.
Well,
You can't have a
Somewhere,
cart.
you're blocking everything
well,
here.
but it's easy to think that way.
You know who I am? I'm Nick Celeski. I'm a Diamond member.
Son of a bitch.
Move out of the way.
I was gonna say it's easy to think that way when you're part of the Diamond Alliance because you have your own lounge, right? That you can walk to in the back and get all the samples
It is
you
very
want.
plush.
All the samples you want.
Yes.
Look at all these lemmings lining up to get samples out here in this store. Like
You sit on
vagabonds.
couches made of rack of rib. You know, it's
You can just eat the couches.
yes.
I think.
Yeah, it's already cooked, obviously.
Nick Bader, I feel like Crabby feels about Costco the way you feel about sports. He just kind of like, he just disconnected. He's like, I'm not down with this.
Yeah, I just first thing comes to mind is God, I hate white people. So I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's the first time you thought
Crabby
that
hates
all
himself.
night?
Just tonight, yeah.
Okay.
But
Wow.
That's about the 5th time this week.
Well, apparently you've never been to Costco then.
No. I'm gonna tell you now.
I'm gonna tell you.
There's
now.
certain things that.
It's an addiction.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong.
Danielle, did you ever make your pick of the week?
No, I want to make sure I don't take whatever Cory's saying.
Oh.
Like I did last time.
yeah, you've done that a couple times.
I know.
But
damn
it's
it.
always awesome when you do, so I'd really rather you did.
Again, a meeting would avoid these type of situations.
And again, Crabby, we're trying to get the contract taken care of with the leasing.
15 minutes. It's just a 15-minute. We used to call it a huddle in football.
You could do it
No,
in
that's
local raves.
that's why we can't do it because it's a huddle and part of football. And
Gotcha.
Nick's not down with that. So
I like to do scrums.
I mean,
I'll bet you do, buddy.
Don't wink at me, please.
Alrighty.
You can go first then.
no, go ahead. I know you're not. This one is not.
She
gonna-
can't.
Oh, okay.
She can't.
She can't what?
Well,
Go
now
first.
Corey has no excuse now
Why?
because
All right, go
last
ahead.
time he's like, that's what I was gonna pick.
It honestly was.
Right, and she's trying to make sure that doesn't happen again, but you're like, no, you go first.
Yeah, no, she can go ahead because I said
Oh, okay, then.
I know this one. I'm golden.
Here we go.
Okay. It's a movie. I can say it. You're not gonna pick it.
No, go ahead.
Okay, The Joker.
Oh damn it! No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. You could have picked it.
It's actually not the Joker.
Whatever. It's Joker.
There you go.
Sorry.
You don't
But
have
it
to
was-
apologize for that,
It
we
was
know
very
we know
good.
what's up.
It was very well done. It was definitely really dark. There were a couple of things like I like the kind of origin movies because it just gives. I don't know if it's an actually like how it goes in the comics or not about how he became who he is, but it was very good just to kind of get like a background. And there were a couple of parts that made me jump because I was not expecting them to happen.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I recommend it.
Good pick.
Oh, is it me?
Oh, it's you now.
Okay.
The Joker.
It's the Joker.
Sorry.
So my pick of the week is Hot Ones on YouTube.
Oh, I've seen the promos for it.
What are you laughing about?
Have
Tony?
you ever watched it?
No, no.
So it's by this group called First We Feast, and Hot Ones is a wing challenge they do with
Somebody's gonna cry over there.
with 10 different wings, all in varying hot sauces from very mild to very hot. And they've actually gotten some pretty big celebrities on the show. And a lot of them are absolutely hilarious because, like, kind of as we do here, there's no censoring to it or anything like that. So these celebrities that are normally doing interviews on Ellen or whatever, they can't really speak out and say, oh, it's fucking terrible. Or so, but on this YouTube channel, they can do just that. And some of these sauces apparently get pretty insane. Which one? What we
Ghost
watched?
pepper and shit like that.
Oh yeah, like the Scoville units on some of these are absolutely
Yeah.
insane.
That's on First We Feast.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's a show now, like not just on YouTube. I saw a promo on, shit, I don't know,
Hot Ones.
like TBS or something like that. Like it's
They actually have a show.
yeah.
Oh well,
Yeah.
good for him. He's
Yeah.
He's obviously done well with it, and they have huge names on there. But we watched one with Bert Kreischer, and it was just absolutely hilarious. So that if you guys get a chance, go on. Listen, I know they're on YouTube for sure. I don't know if when they're going to be on TBS. But yeah, check out, and obviously you can go through and pick whatever celebrity you want to, see insanely hot stuff. But yes, hot ones and on YouTube. Bob.
Is it me?
Yes.
It was an '80s flashback weekend for me. I found Peter Gabriel's "So" album on vinyl.
I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, which I had been looking for a while. 'Cause it was harder to find than I thought to get the original. They did a reissue like a couple years ago, and they fucked it all up. Like the track order, they left a song out, whatever it was. But I had forgotten how much I loved that album and how much I re-listened to it when I went back in the late '80s, early '90s. But it also happened to. My pick of the week is actually I found the movie on Hulu. I didn't realize it was there, and I watched it because I hadn't seen it in 25 years. Was Say Anything? So if you haven't seen it, and I'm gonna say probably besides me, Crabby, and Nick Celeski, no one else in this room has seen Say Anything.
That is true.
Definitely.
That is very
recommend.
true.
Good movie.
And whatever movie, whatever we were talking about being like a date movie, like Say Anything is an absolute date movie for sure.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Yeah. And I forgot
John Cusack.
how good John Mahoney was in that movie.
You're right.
So, and obviously there's Peter Gabriel ties in that movie too. So it was a really, just kind of took me back to like 1987 or whatever it was.
87, good year.
Yeah. Go find yourself.
I was there for it.
I know the one reference from the movie.
Yeah? Which one?
The boombox.
That is. So Peter Gabriel was playing for that boombox from that album.
It's in a lot of
In
films.
Your Eyes.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
Yeah, so won't spoil anything else for it, but
So way to go, Danielle.
certainly for Cory and Danielle, for the Finns, I would say.
Okay, yep, here we go again.
Mr. Finn.
Please watch that movie. It's gonna be a great date.
Corey's out. He just took the headphones off. He's done.
Mr. and Mrs. Finn.
Yeah, I don't think
That's my pick of the week.
All right. So my pick of the week is going to be a YouTube/Facebook channel called Barbecue Pit Boys. If you like any kind of food shows, anything to do with like recipes, grilling, stuff like that, these are seemingly retired guys.
Seemingly?
Yeah, from the South, and they do everything from down in like Louisiana. They do everything from it's kind of like a no bullshit food show.
Okay.
They're like, yeah, we're gonna put this on the grill, and that's just about it. We're gonna wait, And they do like whole alligators. They'll do snakes and crazy shit like that. But it all looks amazing. Apparently, they have a huge following. They've been doing it for 12 years. It looks like here on Facebook they have like 160,000 followers. Nope, 1,886,000.
Multiples of that.
I was way off.
Yeah, I was way off. I was looking at the numbers below, but it's very entertaining. If you got a second, especially if you're hungry, Barbecue Pit Boys, go check them out on YouTube and Facebook. They're always drinking and grilling, and it's pretty cool. So check it out.
All right. Nick, you got something you want to throw out to the audience?
I do. You'll probably appreciate it because I texted you a picture of when I got it for Christmas. So it was the Wusthof kitchen knives.
Okay.
Which are sharp as fuck.
Really?
So
Okay.
yeah. So these are, it was like a paring knife, and I like to do the cooking, and it's nice to have a nice sharp knife to do it.
Right.
And when I took the knife out of the packaging, I sliced my finger open.
That's
It was so
that's what I was
freaking
waiting.
sharp.
That's what I was
Yeah,
waiting for.
Yeah, totally.
When did you text me this picture?
It was around Christmas. Probably it wasn't last. It was the Christmas before, so it was Christmas 2019. No, 2018.
Did I reply?
You did.
Okay,
You
good.
laughed. You just said, yeah. You
Hey,
laughed.
LOL, good
Essentially
for
laughed
you.
at me.
You
Yeah.
moved on. That's
Yeah.
funny.
But Wusthof kitchen
I was
knives.
really hoping you were going to say like, yeah, I never heard back from you on that.
like you wanna slice
Your
meat,
finger.
Your hand right
veggies,
off.
your finger, whatever,
Fillet
your taint. Yeah, it's fine.
taint.
It'll
Get rid of that extra flap.
Yeah,
Cut that flap
exactly.
right off.
It'll do the
I
job.
believe they call that cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah, get
yeah.
that. Get some
Cutter.
sun to that tank. Cut the
Yeah.
flap off.
The
you know?
cutter.
Oh, sorry.
So Wusthoff's nice.
Wusthoff, yeah,
All
German
right.
company.
That-
Wustoff.
So you're recommending them for the ease with which they cut your flesh?
Cut anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And it would actually be pronounced Wusthoff.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Nick Bader, once again,
We're-
speaking for
we're-
all Mexicans. Thank you.
Sie sprechen Sie Deutsch.
I'm actually going to Germany later this year.
Are you?
Make sure
Yeah.
you pronounce it with a V then.
Me and Elle and I are going to, well, we're going to Italy, but we're flying into Munich. We're going to spend a couple days in Munich, take a train from Munich to Venice.
Just you and Ella?
Yeah, a couple days
Is
in
Elena
Venice.
pissed?
No, because she went to Mexico with Vicky a couple times.
Ah, screw her.
Train from Munich to Venice,
And she
Venice
doesn't
for a
get
few
pissed.
days.
If it was the
Yeah,
if it was
Elena
yeah,
doesn't
it was
get
the
pissed.
flip side. If it was Ella, then he'd
No,
have to worry.
But,
Yeah.
well, she's in a perpetual state.
Well, Ella took
Because-
Ella took 2 years of German at
Oh,
DC
okay.
too, so she's very excited to go to Germany and try to communicate. I'm sure 90% of the people in Munich speak English anyway, but
I will
yeah,
say,
it'll be
I will
interesting.
say this, and this is gonna hear me out before anyone. Oh, but I wish
It's
Hitler.
total bullshit.
I wish Hitler
Oh.
was still around, and you and Ella were to
Okay.
take a trip there, because Ella would
Oh,
scare.
she'd take him out.
Oh, right out
Yeah.
of his pants.
Yeah.
Would be.
With the set of knives, Nick was just.
Oh yeah.
So-
What's
Oh,
knives?
Ella
yeah.
with one whistle.
With that
Yeah.
knife.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. For the listeners, Nick Celeski has 2 daughters, Elena and Ella. Ella's the youngest. And for some backstory, Ella can be a very intense.
Just stone cold.
She
killer.
feels-
Just
she's-
come out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ella is
Yeah.
passionate.
Think,
Plus or
Passionate
minus,
is-
she's passionate.
think
It's a
about
cute way to say it.
think about like Gran Torino
bad
era
way.
Clint Eastwood in
Yeah.
the guise of like a teenage girl.
Yeah, that's about it.
Kind of like get off.
You-
We, we've always
Like
we've
she
always
would know
joked.
to take these blades Nick was just talking about and to slice the kill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she would know.
Have
You do the
thinking
Judge
that Nick's
Schmidt.
story
Stay,
was
go
just a,
right.
Yeah.
Nick's
Most
story
people would be
was
like she's swinging at everything, and she'd be like, no.
Nick's
just
one
story
right
was just
behind
like a
you.
sugar coating of
Achilles.
Ella actually cutting his hand.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll just tell that story and I'll just pretend I did it.
Well,
It's
we've
fine.
always joked about the
That's what
first
I like
guy
to
that
call
takes
it.
Ella out on a date and tries something fresh, and he's gonna end up with his,
Yeah,
you know,
like-
carrying his head
No,
home
won't be
under his
in the
arm.
time.
You're not
just-
worried about her, her
No.
for 1 second.
No.
Okay.
I'm still a little uneasy about the fact that we're breezing past the fact that Cory wants to bring Hitler back.
Just for Ella. That's the only.
Herr Cory ist Scheissenagel.
Only-
She would
only
take
reason.
care of him.
But it's
Oh,
like,
That
it's like
was
bring,
yeah.
Do one cold
oh,
stare.
Superman's real?
Yeah.
Let's bring back Hitler so Superman can kill Hitler.
We used to
That's what
refer
it's
to
like.
it. We used to
Okay.
refer to it as the look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
say-
Oh yeah. There were
Ella, what's the look? And she'd be like, just
That was a very like
yeah,
stone cold.
very
You were-
intense.
You
felt it in your
very-
soul.
Right.
Yes.
While you were laughing, going, haha, you were also like, oh my god.
She might actually kill me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like to say I called this from an early age. You have to. I mean, she was like 4, and I
Oh,
I called
yeah, yeah.
that.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's
yeah,
not
he's
true.
yeah.
We knew it like
Vouch
way
for
at 1.
Yeah.
oh bullshit.
There's a
You're so
picture.
full
You
of
could
shit.
tell by
it's
the
not
kicks
even-
in the womb.
There's a picture on Nick's mother's wall of his 2 daughters and my daughter and my son together. They Christy and Vicky took them both to take like a family portrait, but it was just the kids.
Just the grandkids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the amount of time that they had to stay there just to get Ella to smile and not be supremely fucking pissed. I don't even know how long it was.
I'm surprised
It
they're
was
still
hours.
not there.
And the best they could do,
days.
That was
the best they
15
could
years
do
ago.
was like a Sour Patch look, like a
Yeah, you know, I don't know.
I'm going to kill you.
Like a
after
slow
this.
I don't, know,
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, Nick. I feel like she's flipped the script on that now. Like she's learned.
She
like,
was
she's
way
like
younger
hide
than
it,
4.
and she
Oh,
hides it behind a smile now. She's like, I know
yeah,
to
she's-
smile now.
Yeah.
You know,
She's
okay,
now like the
everyone in
current.
this room.
She's now like the current Hulk, where he knows how to turn it on and
Yeah.
off.
Oh, totally.
I don't know. There's
Yeah.
been a couple
She's
of times
Professor
that, like
Hulk, is
at your
what you're
house,
saying.
and I'm like, I feel like she's gonna kill somebody in this room.
It's Dr. Bruce Banner.
No, she's Professor Hulk now.
Yeah,
Because she's
yeah,
figured
right.
out how to meld.
Right.
She got the brains
She's
and the
got
brawn, bringing that together.
Yeah.
What's the Ella has evolved,
Yes.
Yeah.
and she's picking up on certain AI stuff that is out of this world.
It's impressive.
Yeah. So yeah, she knows how to play the system now.
Yeah. She's learning in an exponential fashion.
She's like Kurt Russell in the computer war team. She is.
What
That's for you, buddy. No one else here knows what I'm talking about.
what did we call this?
Not a fucking clue.
It's on Disney Plus, though.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes, it
This
is.
Plus now.
Oh, it's fucking
Brave
genius.
new world for me.
Dexter
So.
Riley
It is a
at
brave-
Midfield High. Oh, that's
No.
amazing.
What did we call the segment of Cory at Costco? Cory's Curiosities? Is that what it was?
Did we?
What was it called?
Cory's Encounters.
Corey's Encounter.
Oh my God.
Cory's Encounters.
Thank you, Tony, from the audience.
Our official stenographer.
Audience participation.
I'm paying attention.
On the show.
Only podcast with a live studio audience.
Right. All right. So thank you for that. I wanted to give some background so that people would know who we're talking about and why. Crabby, did you have a pick that you wanted to share? Pick of the
Oh
week?
yeah, definitely. New Order coffee. Anybody know New Order coffee? Because there's not a lot of coffee guy. Nick, you're a
I'm a
coffee
I'm a
guy.
coffee guy.
I know you.
Tony's a
are.
coffee guy.
Yeah, Danielle and Cory, they're out on that.
Negative.
Mr. and Mrs. Finn are out on that.
Crabby, you don't have to join that bandwagon. Just
Oh,
so you
I'm
know.
not joining. I was way ahead. I gotta be honest with you. I thought it before I ever heard it. I can
As much
assure
as
you.
he
built
hates
the wagon.
it, I don't like it either.
Yeah.
See? Thank you.
No, I really
Yeah.
don't.
Some people like reality. I understand.
Where did you find New Order coffee?
Well, it's actually it was torture at first. It's headquartered in Ferndale. It's at the corner of where I live.
But you can't get it in Ferndale,
No, it's just a laboratory, and they don't serve shit.
of course.
Wait, hold on. So you have to go to a bathroom in Ferndale to order this coffee?
Yes.
I think he said laboratory.
Oh, okay. I thought he said, I'm like, this seems a little sketchy.
Thank you, Bob. This ex-football player was like, "Where the fuck is Nick Bader going on
I
this?"
thought you said laboratory.
Getting
Yeah.
busy in a
I-
Burger
I
King
got you.
bathroom.
Nick, I got it now.
Okay.
I got you.
I got it. I wasn't seeing it at first.
That's a bathroom.
I got. I went to Catholic
That's
school.
it.
That's what they called it. Before I knew what a bathroom was, I knew it as a laboratory.
I just tug on this to get the coffee? Is that...
Back to your taint infection, Mr. Finn. So,
Wow.
sorry, Daniel. I'm sorry, Daniel. I know. It kills me because I don't want to upset you, but
I think it's upsetting me more.
I know. I'm going to drop it just because of that, Cory, you lucky fuck. But anyway, so New Order Coffee. So
Yeah.
they have a location in Midtown, and then they just opened one up on 13 and Woodward in the new Beaumont shops that are
Okay.
there. And you guys on this show know, and maybe some of the listeners know that I've been on here before, but I travel everywhere. I'm kind of a big deal. I enjoy Scott, Rich Mahogany.
Smell of Rich
But
Mahogany.
I mean, I've only 2 states I've never been to is Alaska and Hawaii. So
Right.
I'm an old school coffee drinker where I'm like black coffee
Yep.
and fucking espresso. That's it, right?
Love black coffee.
And New Order is
The audience
the
agrees.
best espresso I have ever had anywhere
Okay.
in this country. So yeah,
Wow.
phenomenal.
That's quite a statement there.
It's phenomenal. It's excellent.
All
So
right.
you have to get on the road to go there to get the espresso that you love. Right?
Well, it's just now that it's in. Well, actually, 13 and Woodward and Midtown aren't too far.
So where do you normally go? Midtown?
Well, now now I've had a couple coffee meetings with clients.
Yeah.
But I've conveniently said, hey, let's meet at New Order.
Right. By the way, you're buying.
No. I wish.
Where could we possibly go?
So yeah, phenomenal.
Okay.
And point where I would say like really good coffee shops that I've drank at, all the espresso kind of tastes the same and is good, really
Okay.
good. This stands out.
Really?
That's
Wow.
Yeah, that's how good.
Well, next time you're heading down there, Midtown's closer than 13 Woodward, but I do either one.
Well, I think what we do is Vivio's one Saturday morning, and then hit no
Yes.
order for coffee after.
Yeah, and pick up some Supino's pizza for a take-home meal.
Excellent.
You know, I actually did that today. I had the Spanish mussels with my Bloody Mary.
That looks so
It
good.
was so fucking good. But I was absolutely full. But I'm like, my kids are home, so I ordered the lobster melt for them to split.
The
Brought home.
what?
Lobster melt.
What is that?
It's the greatest fucking sandwich in the world.
Does it have cheese on it?
Let me just say this. I brought it home and I told my kids I was going to do it. I'm like, would you? And like, yeah, sure, we'll try it. Brought it home and Jack came downstairs first and I gave it to him. He's like, oh, it looks good. So I sat down and I was making coffee at the time and all I hear from the kitchen table was, holy shit. I'm like, it's good, right? He's like,
Motherfucker!
oh my God, yes. Are you sure I can't have all of it? I go, no, you gotta leave half for Cecilia.
Well, to be
He's
fair,
like, okay.
To be fair.
this is Jack who lives off corn pops. As in, eats corn pops for every meal. Bob has to not leave them out because the boxes go too quickly. And so, is he the one that we're judging on how great this food is?
Both my kids said that it was unbelievable.
What is it? Lobster what?
It's lobster melt from Vivio's.
It's like a patty melt.
Oh, okay.
Lobster.
But with lobster.
And what was the thing that Cecilia did that you were telling me last night? What was it? There was the
I don't remember.
one of your kids flushed the wipes.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
That's
fail.
not, yeah.
They say flushable, they're not
They're
flushable.
not flush.
And then there was one more thing that you had to like. That something occurred that you had to like stop and go like put out a fire. And it was I thought it was because of Cecilia.
Aubrey. You mean Aubrey.
Cecilia. Yes, Aubrey. Aubrey. Cecilia, what were you saying?
I do not know. I do not know what that was. I'm a complete ignorance on all of those
Okay,
things.
well when I remember it, you'll know.
Okay, that's fair. So you gave your pick of the week.
New order.
New order
New
coffee.
order,
New order
New
coffee.
order espresso.
Espresso
Specifically.
Or the band, either one.
Not the band.
You don't like New Order? All right,
Yeah, New order espresso.
Before we put a bow on this one, I gotta bring up the thing that I met you in '94,
Mm-hmm.
right? I
Sure.
just met your sister
Right.
for the first time, and went over to your house to have dinner with you and Andy and your mom. And it wasn't too long after that where I kind of got introduced to we started bantering sort of like this.
Yeah.
And what struck me was, right away, was the Bill Brasky references.
Bill Bransky!
There it is.
I didn't know what you were talking about,
Oh, God.
and I had to look it up, which I did, and it always stuck with me.
You can
about-
sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
Are you shitting me? You didn't know Bill Bransky until that point?
No.
Bill Bransky
Were
is
you
the
a
greatest
SNL
salesman.
watcher?
No.
Oh,
no,
you
no,
were?
no, I was a SO watcher, but I wasn't a routine like every week watcher.
Wow.
So yeah, it was my first, and somehow, and I watched SNL a lot, but somehow I missed those sketches specifically.
Bill
I had no
Bransky
idea.
slept with all our wives, and we loved him.
Once sat in a parking lot until they constructed a bar around him.
So can you?
And then burned it down to the ground and said, always leave things the way you found it.
Can you, for the listeners, give a background of the sketches and how you came upon what they mean, how they're constructed, because they're set up in a very particular way, and everyone is very similar.
Yeah, I
There's
think
rules to them.
I think there's only one sketch where you actually see any part of Bill Bransky, but they always talk about Bill Bransky as
It's
this.
the one he comes out of the
Right, he comes
Yeah,
out of the
casket.
coffin. Yeah,
Yeah, I have seen that one.
yeah.
The arm,
So
arm
Give
comes right
the
out with
listeners,
it.
give the
Yeah.
listeners a setup for what's the premise of the sketch?
So it's generally a few guys who either work or know Bill Bransky, generally including Alec Baldwin
Yeah.
or
And Farrell.
John
Farrell.
Goodman, Will Ferrell.
Yeah, he's up.
Yeah.
So when he was on
And
the
so
show.
they're always sitting there like talking about or like eulogizing Bill Bransky as like the greatest human being ever to walk the earth.
While swilling scotch.
Yes, while swilling scotch. Hey, girly, give me some new ice.
It's like, don't fucking touch my glass. So this is a Saturday Night Live sketch.
Yeah.
To interject too on that real quick.
Several sketches, not just one.
Oh,
Several
Yeah.
sketches.
There's probably been, what would you say, 6 or 7 different
Probably.
sketches?
Yeah.
But they always have the teeth in too.
Right. They always have these
Like
overdone
real
teeth.
big, overdone huge
Yeah.
teeth.
Yeah. Well, the main guy who has it is the guy who he's made appearances on The Office, and I can't remember his name. He's the one.
Oh my God.
What's his name?
Who did he
Anyway,
play on The Office?
he played like a recurring
Todd
character.
Packer.
Yeah,
Oh, Todd
Todd
Packer.
Packer.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, he
What
was in a
his
couple
name,
of his
though,
skits.
the actor? I cannot.
But it was always like Bill Bradsky's like larger than life. He can do no wrong. He's the best salesman in the office. He's like the greatest. Like he can do the worst things to us, and we still love him because he's such a
David Koechner.
great guy.
David Koechner. Todd Packer.
Got it.
And he was a son of a bitch.
Bill Bradsky was a son of a bitch. We loved him. Best damn salesman in the office.
Once I started looking this up, and I'm like, how did I miss this? Once you watch a couple of them, you start to notice that there's one guy. Generally, it's Will Ferrell, but not every time. Where the premise, the setup of the sketch is one guy will start to tell a story, and then he'll be interrupted by a guy who says something really, really embarrassing. And then once he does, everyone ignores him and they just keep on going with the story.
I can give you the format right here.
Yeah.
The discussions begin with an agreement that Bill Bradsky is a son of a bitch. At which point the buddies proceed to tell
I have no penis.
of Bradsky's superhuman feats, usually focused on his huge size, virility, celebrity connections, amazing tolerance for drugs and alcohol, and reckless disregard for the human life. If their stories are to be believed, Bradsky is enormously tall and heavy, superhumanly tough, can eat anything, has enormous affairs.
Numerous.
Numerous affairs. My bad. And has killed and maimed many people. All of the salesmen have been his victim at one time or another.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry, that's my bad. I
For someone,
Danielle's word
for
box.
someone who can't read the fucking word from Daniel's word box, you got a lot of corrective, like.
The ends look like ours.
But they are all celebrated with the same gusto.
It's okay, keep going, honey.
At regular intervals, they raise their glasses and toast him, shouting, "To Bill Bradsky!"
To Bill Bradsky,
There you go.
best damn salesman in the office.
So yeah, there's the format of these sketches.
Wait, but so read the next paragraph because I think that gets to the point that I was making to Nick.
Okay. Typically, the three cycle through the same general or genres of comment 4 or 5 times. The first buddy will begin a long anecdote about Bradsky, interrupted by the second drunkenly blurting out something embarrassing, such as "I'm wearing a diaper." The buddies then exchange several shorter claims about Bradsky. The cycle will then repeat, starting with the second Bradsky buddy, getting more outrageous each time around. At some point, another man, usually Tim Meadows, will interject with, "Are you guys talking about Bill Bradsky? I know Bill Bradsky."
I like you.
I want to be your dear friend.
Your dear friend.
And will be welcomed into the group.
Yeah, they all kind of work the same way.
Yeah, it's...
Did I ever tell you about the time Bill Bradsky slept with my mom and some guy goes like, "I'm legally retarded." And they all pause and they go, "Anyway." And then Tim Meadows comes in. "I know Bill Bradsky."
Between Bill Bradsky and the alien abduction ones, those are like literally the best like series of sketches you'll see.
Bob was very excited for you to come on
Yeah.
and talk about the Bill Bradsky episodes.
Well, we've known each other for so many years, and it's come up. Literally, I really don't think there's been a single like family party, birthday party, Christmas party, Thanksgiving, holiday
Oh yeah,
that we've been together where it hasn't come up at least once.
right.
Someone will just quote a Bill Bradsky sketch. There
Yeah.
probably hasn't been a March Madness trip since he's been
Oh,
on
yeah,
it,
that's
where it's
how
not
you
quoted.
know it's a hell of a party.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
So I had to bring it up.
So there were 7 of them. One was airport, the second one was Holiday Inn, the third one was the funeral, fourth was Little League, the
Little
fifth was AA meeting, and that never aired. So I think we need to try to find that.
That would be
Famous
good.
lost episode.
The 6th was Bull and Bear, and the 7th was Chuck E. Cheese's.
All right. Well, if you're interested, go out to YouTube and do a search on Bill Brasky, Brasky on SNL, and you'll be able to find it on YouTube. So, yep, that's it. That's the last thing I wanted to bring up, so we can bring it to a close. You guys, special guest, got anything you'd like to add? Your thoughts?
No, thanks for having us on, man. Thanks again. Yeah, love being here.
Hey,
Awesome.
Crabby, will you be back?
No, this is my last time.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I thought we had you in October.
October 3rd,
That's
I think it was.
Oh, you did commit to that.
He didn't say what years.
Nick,
It's October
Anytime.
45th.
No, it's
Anytime. Just give me more than 15 minutes.
good to be
notice.
here. I've listened, and I wasn't necessarily quite sure what to expect, but or
Yeah.
whether I would be able to contribute anything, but hopefully I did.
You weren't totally convinced until you got here, were you?
You're like, oh, these guys are serious. They put up tables. They have lights.
There's tablecloths. It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
Crazy.
It's like going to
Crazy.
Moro.
It's like crazy.
It's like eating at Morton's.
It's exactly like
Right.
Yes.
It
Where's
is.
the tableside service
Just tell me when on the Parmesan.
and the flaming
Exactly.
cheese?
I mean, it is like the butter finishing off the steak every time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the best compliment we could
Gotta
probably
go with
get.
the
yeah,
It's all downhill from here, man.
All right, Danielle, to wrap it up.
Good. See ya.
Okay, see you too. Bob, to wrap it up.
Thank you for joining. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
again.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
thanks for having us.
Please come back.
Have a good night, and everyone, Mr. Finn, final comments?
Oh boy.
Baba Booey.
go fuck yourself first and foremost, and secondly, good night.
Don't tell that to the audience. All right, good night, everybody.
Totally.